How's it going, everyone? My name is Sinikle, and welcome back to yet another Umineko no Naku Koro ni. We are still within episode 4, titled Alliance of the Golden Witch. And we are very close to the end of said episode. And if you want to get caught up real quick, link to the playlist, as always, is in the description down below. So go ahead and click that if you want to get caught up. If you don't, if you want to start with this episode here, video, let's go ahead and just resume. And we're back to Ange. 12 years later. Oh yeah, this music. Oh yeah, pump it up, baby.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Amakusa turned the radio off. The world of cheery sounds was immediately swallowed up by the roar of the sea. Damn. And blotted out by the ocean's gray.
見えるかい? あの辺が当時の船着き場だ。
The boat captain pointed, but I couldn't really recall that scene of 12 years ago. I thought I'd surely be able to immediately remember how things had been at the time, but no memories came back to me. After that incident, the island was sealed off and left to the wild. I couldn't satisfy myself with the thought that this was just inevitable, and it felt sad and painful for some reason. But I at least remember one thing. You might say that it'd probably be the same anywhere on the sea, but I remember at least one thing. The cries of the seagulls. I do remember those. When I was young, I rarely went to the ocean, so everything that symbolized the ocean meant Rokkenjima and a family gathering to me. In short, it was a symbol for the happiness of going out with my family. However, at this point in time, it seems doubtful whether that even was happiness. In my younger days, the trip had felt like a relaxed family vacation, but considering my parents' situation at the time, it was surely a very difficult trip to handle, with the distribution of the inheritance filling the place with the smell of gunpowder. I can remember giggling all over the place, completely ignorant of my parents' feelings.
Rokkenjima ですかい。すべての始まりで、すべての旅の終着駅ってわけだ。
Amakusa, in an attempt to speak for my innermost feelings, tried to sound cool. The boat slowly rounded the island. I hoped that viewing it at a different angle might bring back my memories of the island's silhouette at the time just a little. But in the end, even when that inlet was hidden completely by cliffs, I wasn't able to remember anything.
船長、さっきのもう一つの船着き場の話を聞かせてください。
ロッケン島には船着き場は一つしかないことになっとる。だがそれは表向きだ。
島裏のもう一つの隠された船着き場。
Okay.
ロッケン島そのものね。誰も知らない二つ目のもう一つの顔がある。
ロッケン島はUshiromiya家の領有する島だ。だがKinzoさん個人が所有する島というもう一つの顔がある。一つの島、二つの船着き場、二つの屋敷ですかい。愛人を囲うためだけに随分と金をかけたもんだ。
もう一つの船着き場のことを知る人間は
限られとる。金蔵さん、執事の源氏さん、わしら船の関係者、高齢の使用人がほんの数人だ。南城診療所の先代先生も熊沢のばあさんも知っとった。数えりゃ結構いるような気がするが、とにかく知っている人間はわずかだった。
そのもう一つの屋敷について教えてください。
クワドリアンちゅう名前のお屋敷があるとだけは聞かされとった。わしは船を離れることを許されんかったから一度も見たことはないが。
船着き場からは見えないくらいに遠いということですかい？
わからん。ただ隠し屋敷だからな。外からは見えん場所に建ててあったろうな。とにかくクワドリアンについてはあの島の最高の秘密だった。
クワドリアンにベアトリーチェが住まわされていた、あるいは幽閉されていたという説がありますが、船長はどう考えますか？
わしはクワドリアンへの雑貨も運んでおった。その中に女しか使わんような、それも高級なもんが含まれることも多かった。わしもその説を確信しとる。
では船長はベアトリーチェって女を直接見たことはないわけですかい？
ない。20年近く出入りをしたが一度も見たことはない。
20年。ひゅー。ってことは最低でも年齢プラス20ってわけだ。こりゃマドモアゼルは期待できねえな。
だがクワドリアンへの出入りはある日を境にぷっつりとなくなっちまった。今からだいたい30年前だから昭和43年頃だったと思う。
ぷっつりと突然？
食料やゴミなどの運搬往来でわしらは決められた日程で裏に行っとった。ああ、裏っちゅうのはクワドリアン側の船着き場のことだ。
わかります。それで？
ある日源氏さんから急な連絡があった。別の指示があるまで裏には行かなくていいって言うんだ。
別の指示とは？
特にはなかった。早い話がある日突然裏には今後定期便はいらない、食料も届けなくていいと言われたわけだ。わしは最初クビにされたのかと思ったよ。だがすぐに気づいた。それにクワドリアンのことを知る使用人たちの様子からもなんとなく察しがついた。
ベアトリーチェが死んで食料を届ける必要も世話人を送る必要もなくなった。
わしはそう考えとる。それっきり裏へ船を出せという指示は受けてない。しかし裏については死ぬまで何も喋るなと。その後源氏さんが直接わしのところへ来てえらく強く念を押した。
その20年間も放置されていた隠し屋敷にどうしてエヴァおばさんが？
On that day 12 years ago, Ushiromiya Eva somehow escaped harm alone in a hidden mansion 2 kilometers away from the mansion. Why was she in a hidden mansion that had been forgotten for 20 years?
ワイドショーで見たよ。わしにも何が何だかさっぱりわからん。エヴァさんを裏へ案内したことは一度もない。どうしてどうやってクワドリアンを知りたどり着いたのか、わしにはさっぱり見当もつかない。
裏のクワドリアンに陸路で行くことは不可能だったのかしら？
もしも話通りに未開の密林だとしたら、己 おめかしした奥様風情に踏破できるもんじゃありませんぜ。
じゃあ回路モーターボートみたいなものがあったとか。
まさかあの二晩の台風はそりゃひどいもんだった。船なんぞ使えるわけもない。
じゃあ屋敷とクアドリアンを直通する、例えば地下通路のようなものがあったとか。愛人の家へ出入りするのに毎回船の用立てが必要なんて面倒でしょ。
全長 2km の六軒島の対角線上に存在する屋敷をつなぐためにそんだけの長い地下トンネルをとバカにしてえところだが、愛人のために隠し屋敷まで作っちまう大富豪だ。それも否定できんところですな。どうなんですか船長。
わしは海の人間だ。穴のことはわからん。だが硫黄島で旧日本軍は25キロのトンネルを掘ってみせたぞ。あの金蔵さんなら2キロくらい掘ってみせてもわしは何も驚かん。
やっぱりおかしな島ね。私たちはこの島のことを未だ誰一人何も知らない。
That's one hell of a statement. Damn. All right. The boat reached the shore. They would have to walk a short ways to reach the mansion.
わしはここで待っている。屋敷は向こうだ。当時の道が残っているだろうが、草木で覆われてしまってるはずだ。迷わんように気をつけてな。
ほんじゃ行きましょうかね。
ありがとう天草。あんたもここで待ってて。
ま、そう言い出すんじゃないかと思ってましたぜ。
届け物をするだけよ。あなたが一緒だと向こうが迷惑するの。あんたの毒素強そうだから。
毒素。
Okay, I get what she's saying.
はて。
すぐに戻るわ。今日の本命はクアドリアンの方だもの。届け物をしたらすぐに戻ってくるわ。
Angie put on her knapsack, holding the flowers she would offer.
察してやれ、若いの。行ってこい、お嬢ちゃん。あんたの家族が待っている。
Aw. What a nice moment. It's probably gonna get fucking ruined. Knowing the series and all, I had never been on a road like this, but I had no trouble finding my way. If I walked straight ahead, it would probably guide me to the final destination for everything. It was true that the vegetation was incredibly thick, and if I didn't pay attention, I would lose track of the path. But the road that was left was much clearer than I'd guessed it would be. Still, that didn't change the fact that it was a bad road. Contrary to the distance shown on the map, I was forced to walk a long way. The forest was deep and dark. At the time, I had been threatened into staying away from the forest because a witch lived there. Of course, that fear is gone now, but I feel it. Because I was me. I could feel the presence, like an aura, of the golden witch, Beatrice. Here and there were massive fallen lumps of rock along the overgrown trees and ivy, and the voices of birds and bugs. Yeah, I feel it. I feel that the witch is here. Ahead, an ivy-covered construction site fence and warning sign stood. No entry. Tokyo Metropolis. That was written on it. Yeah, that's right. When you think Tokyo, you tend to think of a city. But Rokkenjima is also located within the Tokyo Metropolis. Apologizing to the sign for my rude mistake, I climbed the fence. When I crossed the steep slope beyond that, my field of vision rapidly expanded, and a fresh sea breeze blew through my hair. It was like the top of a little hill. Below me was a vast view of the island. I could only see desolated forest and rock walls spread out below me. But I realized that the mansion was probably somewhere around there. The steep, downward slope beyond this hill had probably been caused by earth and rocks collapsing from 12 years of wind and rain. Yeah, that will happen. It had become a slant filled with crags that you might even call gentle cliffs. And it would be easy to tumble down, though it looked like climbing back would be pretty difficult. In any event, it seemed that proceeding may further would be... Sorry. Oh, I read that wrong. God damn, I was doing so good too, wasn't I? In any event, it seemed that proceeding any further, there we go, would be impossible. If I continued any further, I wouldn't be able to return. In other words, this is the border. This place is 1986 and 1998. And it is that day and today. The boundary between this world and Nirvana.
ここがこの旅の終着点みたいね。
As the strong winds blew Mamon's and Sakutaro's hair, they looked down from the hilltop.
ここからじゃさっぱりわからないわ。お屋敷はどこ？もっと近づきましょうよ。無理だよ。戻ってこれなくなっちゃうよ。
We won't be able to come back. Is that it? I see. This is 1998. And I am the Ushiromiya Ange who has been left all alone. At first, this was a journey to die. But not anymore. It's become a journey to accomplish something.
だからごめんね、二人とも。あの日の私なら、何も戸惑わずにこの崖を降りるだろうけれど。
ビルの屋上から飛び降りた後ろ宮エンジェが情けない。
ごめんね。
ここでも同じだよ。あの日の風が感じられるから。こんな風だったっけ？うん。もうすぐ来てくれるよ。みんな。
Sakutaro said it as though it was completely natural. And I believed it. Dad, Mom, Oni-chan, all of my relatives and those fun servants, and Maria Oni-chan too.
私よ、エンジェよ。私は帰ってきたわ。
When I started my journey to expose the past of 12 years ago, my goal had been abstract, and I hadn't understood. But now I have no doubts. This journey was induced by several thoughts and fates over 12 years. A journey to reach an end for me, Ushiromiya Ange. And a journey reach an end as the last witch of Mariage Sorcerer. Butchered the name, I know it. I came here as the last daughter of the Ushiromiya family, and as the last witch.
お父さん、お母さん、お兄ちゃん、ごめんね。先にマリアお姉ちゃんとの挨拶をさせてね。
A strong tailwind urged me on. That tailwind took just my soul out from inside my body to the vast forest beneath me. And though from here on I couldn't see, I believed that it flew me to the mansion on that day, to where everyone was, to where Maria Oni-chan was. And so, even though my body was on the top of a hill, a strong wind blowing against me, my soul was now certainly dancing through that sky. The vast, vast sky of Rokkenjima. Below me was the green of many trees, but I understood. I can comprehend the presences of my family and relatives, and all the servants. And Maria Oni-chan too. I could even comprehend Maria Oni-chan as a witch. It was vast, more so than any vast space I had imagined up until now.
マリアお姉ちゃん、聞こえる？聞いて。
Ange called to the Maria of that day. She told her of the long journey she'd undergone, of her long-delayed realization of just how much she'd wounded Maria in her youth. She understood magic, and now understood everything about the world Maria had wanted to show her. It was very warm, overflowing with love and happiness. She wanted to become even happier by sharing that world. But I trampled it.
だから私、今こそ全部理解したの。魔法を理解した。私たちの魔法はきっと、とてもささやかで、身近に溢れてる。でも、それは誰の目にも見えるものではないのよ。魔法とは、ええ、はっきり言えるわ。
Without love, it cannot be seen. Sorry, Oni-chan. I've already been excommunicated from the alliance of witches, but now I understood how wonderful it is. And I know that after the day I wounded you, Mariage Sorcerer. I know for a fact, man, I'm butchering it so bad, I'm sorry. Was transfigured into something different from what you truly desired. Even the magic that spat anger by cursing people was probably important to Oni-chan in those days. Oni-chan's environment was sad enough to permit that.
でも、もう、そんな悲しい日々は終わったよ。だから、お姉ちゃんの魔女同盟を、元の、優しいマリアージュ・ソルシエルに、戻そう。
The grimoire was in my hands before I realized it. The strong winds were rapidly blowing its pages one after another. That world had been kind in the beginning. How could you give birth to magic that would make candy fall from the sky? How could you give birth to magic that would make tomorrow's dinner cream croquette? How could you give birth to magic that would make the weather good when you went out the next day, making your whole day fun? New spells of happiness were created one after another, coloring her world with kindness. Those days were flipped through one after another, and months began to flash by. The pages were then drawings that had once been colorful gradually began to change into the color of black ink. Eerie magic circles and demon summonings. Evil magic for harming people. How could you give birth to magic that would cause the class bully to catch cold? How could you give birth to magic that would seriously injure someone in class so that they died? How could you give birth to magic that would cause a bus loaded with all the bullies to fall off a cliff? Malicious spells were created one after another, burying the pages and her heart.
私がお姉ちゃんを傷つけたから、マリアージュ・ソルシエルはこんなになってしまった。お姉ちゃんは黒き邪悪な魔女じゃない。白き、無垢で無邪気な、優しい魔女だったのよ。私が元に戻してあげる。元のみんなを幸せにする魔法を世界中に振りまいていた。マリアお姉ちゃんに戻してあげる。そのために私はここへ来た。運命に導かれてきた。お姉ちゃん、聞こえてる？その姿を私の前に見せて。
That voice rode an even stronger wind and was sent 12 years into the past. Then, the wind gradually ceased, and silence fell. I could hear the sound of gravel being stepped on. I listened to those footsteps, surprised at this miracle. Without a doubt, those were Maria Onichan's footsteps.
Maria One-chan!
I got a bad feeling, man.
Kasumi yo.
I knew it. Okay. 27 minutes in. Let's go.
ようやく見つけたわよ。エンジェちゃん。
Let the bad times roll, baby. Before I knew it, Aunt Kasumi and her black suits, a total of 7 people who didn't resemble Maria Onichan in the slightest, were standing there surrounding me. And it felt like my voice had been just about to reach Maria Onichan too. Because of these guys' toxin, that magic was cut off. And she clicked her tongue at that, but Kasumi probably didn't hear it that way.
そのお花は亡くなった家族への？偉いわ。それ投げるんでしょ？いいわよ。それまで待ってあげる。
Just what are you waiting for? But Ange could more or less guess. The way the black suits unnaturally stuck their hands into their pockets clearly brought to mind the likelihood that they had handguns. This is a deserted island. There could be no more convenient place to dispose of someone. I have absolutely no interest in the family matters of the Sumaradra family. But if I die, all that wealth will go to them. Unlike me, they're probably very interested and concerned about this matter. Of course, it seems that if the massive amounts of stock I own suddenly go to them, it'd be pretty bad for the Ushiromiya group as well. And they are apparently having a secret feud, fighting over me all by themselves. That's probably why President Okunogi gave me Amakusa as a guard. Oh, okay, I remember that guy. Okay, never mind. Having Amakusa wait on the boat was a regrettable mistake.
おばさん、いつからここで待ち伏せを？
早朝からよ。おかげですっかり待ちくたびれちゃったわ。何しろ喫茶店もお化粧室もないからね。
トイレもないから お上品に木陰で用を済ませていたわけね。
Oh my god! Jesus Christ.
仮にもスマデラ家の血を半分引いてる淑女が、そんな汚らわしい言葉を使うんじゃないわ。
What the fuck do you care?
やっぱりスマデラ切り絵の子ね。気品のかけらもありゃしない。
She grabbed me by the hair and forced my face up to hers, and then spat at me. My words might be filthy, but they are no worse than her spit.
おばさんが私のことを話すと、いつも母さんのことばかり。私、そんなにも母さんに似てますか？
ええ、似ているわ。その生意気そうな目つき。鼻も口もそっくりよ。自由奔放で無責任。歴史と伝統あるスマデラ家の重みなど何も考えず、自分勝手に家を飛び出したわ。おかげで、私の人生はずっとその尻拭い。
まさにあんたの人生、クソまみれね。
When I was slapped on my cheek, my ear was smashed, and for an instant my head rang. My hair was pulled, spinning me around, and I fell to the ground. And in a flash, the ground was kicked, and I was struck with sand.
ああ、本当に姉さんに似てきたわ。その目つき。そのどこか小馬鹿にした目つきよ。はあ、思い出すわ、いろいろと。
哀れな人ね。きっと幼い頃から何かにつけて母さんに比較されて蔑まされてきたんでしょうに。
I mean, obviously.
そしてあんたは一生その惨めさから解放されやしないわ。
お前みたいな小娘にはわからないわよ。あんたのお母さんはね、何もかもを投げ出してスマデラ家を逃げ出した負け犬なのよ。その負け犬のせいで私がどれほど迷惑したことか。
あんたの迷惑なんか私の知ったこっちゃないわ。私の生まれる前の話をされても困るわよ。あんたの人生はいつ始まるの？
Ouch. Harsh but true words.
始まりゃしないわ。
Hmm.
いつまでもいつまでも永久に死んだ母さんに嘲笑われ続け、そのまま死ぬのよ。というか死ねばなんで生きてるの？
この口の減らないガキが。
Oh my god, those same foul words are coming out of said mouth. Oh my god, blasphemy.
あんたたち、ちょいとお茶をしてやりなさいな。
I don't like how this is going. Bad touch. Bad touch!
お任せを。
No, please!
口の利き方も知らねえクソガキが。
Oh god.
少し勉強させてやるぜ。
Okay, this is going a little weird. Okay. The black suits dashed up to me, violently grabbed me by the nape of my neck, and dragged me down.
私が一服終えるまでに適当に。
Oh god, don't say that! What? Oh my god.
かわいいメイにちょいと身の程を教えてあげなさい。
Oof, oof. Ah, Jesus Christ. Sumatra Kasumi is a bitch. When I think about it, she was a pitiable person. Yeah, I like what I said first anyway. To the outside world, women of the Sumatra family were trained to be in a position that supported and deferred to men. But in actuality, strong leadership was required from them so that they could manage all the common people. Wow. Wow. The role demanded of them really was that of a female commander, like a literal reading of the word Okami. Okami? I'm saying it right? I think so. Managing the Sumadra family with all its traditions was not something that could be accomplished with just an ordinary level of dignity. It was an unimaginably heavy responsibility. Normally, this would have been demanded of Kyrie. Kyrie had undergone that harsh training, and Kasumi, as the younger sister, should have been able to take it easy. But no. On the contrary, she had lived like a lazy, selfish, and affluent princess, sneering at Kyrie, who had been given the heavy responsibility. However, Kyrie had suddenly been disinherited. She had refused the fiancé her parents had arranged, and had gotten pregnant by her lover, Ushiromiya Rudolph. From the Sumadra's perspective, even though the Ushiromiya family held a vast fortune, it was a low-level family that had already collapsed. And to become not even a legal wife, but a mistress to the second son of that family. Normally, a daughter of the main family would be shown no mercy for such dishonor. They would wrap her up in a mat, place a pole on end, and throw her either into the Pacific Ocean if the pole fell to the right side of the Sea of Japan, if it fell to the left. Oh my god! Sorry. I felt it deserved that kind of woohoo. Anyway, but Kyrie's punishment ended with disinheritance, an unbelievably warm-hearted decision. After that, the Sumadra family began receiving favorable treatment from a section of the Ushiromiya group. There must have been some kind of backroom deal. In other words, Kyrie openly left the Sumadra family under the pretense of gaining financial support from the Ushiromiya family. Kasumi had watched it happen in shock. No, she even disparaged her dishonorable sister as a loser. My god! Okay. But eventually... Wait, did I fuck up that word? Wait. Where is it? Oh, yeah, I did. Sorry. Oh, I'm not... Son of a bitch. I'm trying to go as fast as I can without fucking up. I'm sorry. But eventually she realized that the heavy responsibility of Kyrie had a bone would be passed on to her. And then for the first time she saw that she'd been outwitted. I need to readjust in my seat. Oh my god! My ass. What? Because of your mother, my life was ruined. Oh, sorry, what, your lazy, comfortable life of not having any responsibility? You mean that life? Okay, bitch. Oh, get over yourself, you fucking stupid-ass looking bitch. Oh my god. Oh, Bill Hill, cry me a river.
それまで人生舐めてきたツケじゃない。
口の減らねえ小娘だぜ。うら!
The black suit punched me in the gut, and I doubled over. But I was quickly grabbed by the nape of the neck and made to stand up again. Kasumi cold-heartedly looked down at me, smoking a cigarette. Oh, how dignified are you? The painful days after Kyrie had left were floating through her mind. Until then, she had been allowed to be a simple lady, freewheeling and naive. Only the older sister Kyrie had been harshly trained, and she, the younger sister, had been able to live as nothing more than a princess. Then suddenly everything got flipped over and her life came crashing down.
私の人生も生活も生き方も何もかもを奪われたわ。事情を知らない親類からは姉さんの不名誉を理由にどれだけ蔑まれたことか。
Sounds like a you problem.
呪ったわ。あなたのお母さんを血を吐くほどに呪ったわよ。
そりゃ嬉しいわ。これからもよろしく。
Damn, they're beating her senseless. What the fuck is this shit? A kick landed in Angie's side as she crawled on the ground. Angie didn't stand up again. So she continued to lie there, like a caterpillar, as she was kicked each time she spoke up.
姉さんを後宮グループのパーティーで見かけたわ。あいつ、旦那と一緒で。
Oh god, get that face off my screen!
とても幸せそうに。笑ってやがったわ、私に。
What's with that expression? What the hell is happening with your eyeballs in your mouth? What the fuck?
全部押し付けて。
Your eyes are way far off from your nose there, lady. I'm just saying that right now. Jesus Christ. Anyway.
自分だけ幸せに。
だから何？私に八つ当たりすると、どうあんたが幸せになるってわけ？
I know, right? Jesus.
私に八つ当たりすると、時間が巻き戻って、歴史が変わったりしてくれるわけ。
あんた、さっき言ったわね。私の人生はいつ始まるのって。いくら恨んでも八つ当たりしても、時間を巻き戻すことなんてできない。じゃあ私は死ぬまでこうして、死んでもなお姉さんを恨み続けて？冗談じゃないわ。いつまで私は姉さんの亡霊に苛まれてなきゃならないのよ。だから考えたのよ。これを成し遂げたら、すべての恨みを忘れてやり直せるってね。
Angie was about to lash back out at her, but stopped. Because she'd be kicked again if she responded. Even if Kasumi didn't say any more, Angie had a pretty good idea what she meant. Kasumi thought that by taking revenge against Kirie's daughter, Angie, she'd be able to put an end to her hatred. Talk about pushing your problems onto other people. I know, right?
ほら、立ちなさいよ。そんなにこの島が大好きなら、しっかり深く埋めてあげるわよ。
I mean, you're gonna kill her anyway. I mean, she might as well just jump off the cliff right now. Not give you the satisfaction.
その若さで死にたくないでしょ？
Aren't you, you're gonna be, what?
母が迷惑をかけてすみませんでしたとか言ってみたくはならない？
No.
誰が言うもんか。
エンジ様、ダメ！こいつらを挑発しちゃダメです！ここは表向きだけでも調子を合わせて時間を稼ぐべきです。
くだらないプライドは燃えないゴミの火に出しとけってよく言うわね。
天草さんは天草さんが来てくれればきっと。ダメ、あいつの姿は見えないわ。エンジ様のバカ！どうして天草を置いてきたんです？
I didn't need Maman to tell me that. I was seriously regretting it already. I walked a long way. The forest was very thick. I've got no doubts that signs of activity here won't reach the boat. During the time it took for Kasumi to finish casually smoking a whole cigarette, my god, I was continuously tormented by the black suits, as she had told them to. Jesus Christ. The moment I grabbed... wait, what? Yeah, okay. The moment I grabbed at my head, my scalp was kicked by someone at a bad angle and my head was filled with stars. The feeling of stars flickering in this gray, twisted world was one I remembered clearly. My life was very similar to the one Sumadra Kasumi led. Huh? What do you mean? After all, as the successor to the Ushiromiya family, I was tormented constantly with various kinds of bullying under the guise of education and training. Yes, having the inside of my head filled with stars like this is a feeling I know well. When being reprimanded for some error in manners I seemed to have made, the discussion always turned to whether I was fitting to be the successor or not. On and on about the honor of the Ushiromiya family, and how deep that was. By the time the conversation reached that point, I'd forget what mistake I was being blamed for in the first place. Oh my god! That face! Ugh! Those eyes! No, in fact, it was the same for Aunt Eva. After all, sometimes she'd asked herself, what was it again? But in the end, she wouldn't be able to remember and would say something like,
私が怒っているということは、きっとエンジェが何か悪いことをしたのだろう。
Wow. Okay.
なら、その悪いことが問題なのであって、何をしたかなんて今更思い出せなくても問題ない。
I'll eat a bag of you-know-what. There'd be some ridiculous reasoning like that, and then she'd keep on punishing me. Yes, Aunt Eva's punishment wasn't something that would continue until I learned something, or acknowledged my mistake, or apologized. It would continue until Aunt Eva wanted to stop. So this violence was a bit nostalgic, in a way that made me want to vomit. Like my reading. Heyo! What? I opened my eyes, and look, there's Aunt Eva. Right next to Kasumi, who's smoking a cigarette. I can see Aunt Eva, almost as though the two of them are laughing together. When I think about it, even Aunt Eva's life might be a thing worthy of my sympathy. The responsibility and pressure of being a member of the Ushiromiya family, which she often mentioned to me, had probably caused her great pain. After all, people can't make insults that they've never been the targets of themselves. It was probably the same for Aunt Rosa as well. As the youngest child of the Honorable Ushiromiya family, she must have gone through many tough times. So, it was just like what Aunt Eva did to me. Just like what Sumadra Kasumi was doing now. Aunt Rosa must have been the same. People tend to push the pain they are burdened with onto other people. Otherwise, they can never escape from that pain. So on and on, in eternity and perpetuity, the chain of pain and sadness does not end. That's why Maria Oni-chan's magic was so incredible. With her magic, she didn't have to bear the pain caused by Aunt Rosa. The pain probably was pushed onto her. Its weight probably tormented her. But Oni-chan didn't carry that burden on her own shoulders. She purified it and filled her world with happiness. So I'm sure, if Maria Oni-chan had children in the future, she probably wouldn't have pushed the pain that had been forced on her onto her children. That chain of pain and sadness that stretched back for who knows how long, which she couldn't understand and which she had inherited, which had been forced onto her. Maria Oni-chan cut it with her magic.
なーに？私に何か文句でもあるの？
In the past, I would have snapped back. I would have met her hatred with hatred, so that they'd cancel each other out. No, nothing got cancelled out. The thing being forced on me ended up right there on my shoulders, just like how even now I hate her. So, now that I know of magic, I'll look at the human called Ushiromiya Eva again. What I could see through, too, was a sad human form, no different from me, who had lost her family and who bore deep wounds in her heart. Unable to withstand the pain of that torn heart, she was doing nothing more than howl sadly, like a lion crying in pain, like a child. Even Ushiromiya Eva was someone I should have felt compassion for. She needed someone to understand the difficulties of and pain of her childhood years. Even she, who was the only survivor of the Rokkenjima crime, who was faced with the curiosity of all of society, who was publicly slandered and forced to have salt continually flung into the wound, had needed someone's compassion in order to let Eva forget her pain and sadness at least a little. The Black Witch taught her magic, just like the times it had possessed Aunt Rosa. It was the same magic of anger and sadness that Beatrice had taught Maria Oni-chan when she was mourning for her torn-apart friend, Sakutaro. That same magic, that witch, had probably dwelled inside Aunt Rosa too. So I mustn't hate Ushiromiya Eva. Maybe I should have became her ally, as the only person in the world who could understand her. What did I say to her when I was young, when she returned alive all alone? Could it be that I acted as though she'd killed my family and returned on her own? I can't believe it. Aunt Eva, who has never been more than an object of and a synonym for hatred throughout my life, is turning into a human I can understand. So, I can see, right next to Aunt Eva, the form of the Black Witch who taught her the black magic. Ugh. Aunt Eva was crying. It was only natural. Not only was no one willing to understand the pain of losing her husband and son at once, but her only relative had insulted her, saying, "Give me back my dad and mom." I can make the excuse that I was merciless because of my youth. However, to her at the time, it had probably been cruel enough to sever the last thread in her heart. In the following days, the talk shows and magazines publicly slandered her. The truth of her husband's business and character and even her beloved son were negated. She no longer had anything left. She could do nothing but cry and howl, trying to forget the pain and sadness at least for a while. After all, she could only feel a tiny bit of release, and only during the time that she howled. And so, the Black Witch taught her how to howl. The one I hated was the Black Witch. Black magic can probably release one from that pain for an instant. However, it never lifts that weight from a person's shoulders. On the contrary, it forces that weight onto further victims, filling the world with hatred. If only Aunt Eva knew of white magic and had a true witch nearby. Shouldn't that have been me? Didn't I learn the magic to great happiness from Maria Oni-chan? If I'd taught her with that magic, could we have built a future with a completely different relationship? Up until now, I've hated Aunt Eva constantly, so I didn't notice the Black Witch beside her. Without love, it could not be seen. I didn't have any love for her. So now, finally, I'll glare at the Black Witch. The one I truly should hate. Well, shit.
私のことが見えるの？
見えるわ。私が憎むべきはエヴァおばさんじゃなかった。あんたよ。
すごいじゃない。人間の分際で魔女の私が見えるなんてね。それで、その目つきは何だと言いたいわけ？私が憎い？
憎い？ええ、憎いわ。でも、少し違う。ただ、悲しく思える。
悲しい？何言ってんの？いいじゃない、怒れば。思いっきり憎んじゃえば？
憎まないわ。あんたを憎むことは、エヴァおばさんの憎しみをそのまま受け継ぐだけ。私は憎しみを断ち切る。エヴァおばさんの苦しみを受け止め、それを払って捨てるの。
何悟ったようなこと言ってるわけ？こいつ、頭大丈夫？っていうか、へそでも噛んで死んじゃえば？あんたら、もっともっと蹴ってやりなさい。顔とかはダメよ。気の毒な顔がマシになっちゃったらつまんないから。
The black suits persistently kicked my stomach and back, as though they had been ordered to by the Black Witch.
やれやれ。答えないね。
More like black bitch, am I right? Oh, what?
私をじーっと見ちゃって。
An hour in. All right.
私が憎い。憎いでしょ？私もよ。
Kasumi sneered at me, but for some reason I had the feeling that she was crying behind that expression. Just like me, the pain of being forced into an unreasonable life would never, ever heal. The sad lion gasping in pain from the thorn he can't get out. continues to howl.
ほら、スマデラかすみ、見てごらんなさい。かつてのあんたがそこにいるわ。気分が晴れるでしょう。かつてそこにいたあなたが、今度はこっち側にいるのよ。愉快でしょう。立場が逆になるのは。
本当に愉快だわ。なんでそんな顔ができるのよ、エンジェ。泣きなさいよ。泣きたいんでしょ。
そうそう、泣きたいに決まってる。泣かせちゃいなさいって。あの時のあんたは泣かされちゃったじゃない。だからこいつも泣かせてやりなさいよ。エンジェもいいのよ。泣いちゃ
えば泣きなさいよ、エンジェ。あんたの泣き顔が見たいのよ。泣いて、ごめんなさい、かすみおばさんって言ってごらんなさいよ。
そう、その言葉を言わせるのよ。あの言葉、辛いでしょ？自分のせいじゃないことを謝らせられるのって本当に辛かったでしょ？同じ思いをさせてやるのよ。そうすることで、あなたの痛みは和らげることができるの。そうよ。それでいいのよ。もっと自分に素直になりなさい。もっともっといっぱいに自分の感情を吐き出しちゃえば。
The Black Witch provoked Kasumi, and Kasumi began to give herself over to that dark emotion. By turning deep sadness into an evil alcohol and forcing it down, trying to forget it for just an instant. Nothing would change. The words Kasumi insulted me with were themselves sad. And I couldn't forgive the Black Witch who had imposed that sadness on Kasumi. I had gone limp, which seemed to have stopped the black suits' kicking competition. Or maybe the kickers were getting tired too. Kasumi didn't order them to stop, but at some point they did. However, I was reflected in Kasumi's eyes, and they burned me with flames of hatred. She had been tempted by the witch to do that in order to relieve her own pain.
スマデラかすみ？まだよ。まだまだ踏みにじりなさい。あなたの人生はこんなほんのちょっとの乱暴で許せるの？
許せないわよ。まだこれくらいでは許せないんだから。
でしょ？許せるわけがない。もっとよ。もっと憎悪の炎を。憎しみの炎でしかあなたは暖を取れないの。怒りと悲しみの雪原で凍えるあなたを温められる炎は憎しみだけなのよ。ほら言って。叫んで。憎しみの方向で自分を燃やし尽くしちゃえば。
後ろ宮エンジー！あんたを憎まなくちゃ私は生きてられないの。
スマデラかすみ、あの花束を。これ、死んだ家族への花でしょ、エンジェ。
The Black Witch grinned at me unpleasantly, using her chin to signal Kasumi to pick it up. Kasumi picked up the flowers I was going to offer, brought them all the way over to me, dropped them, and made a show of trampling them. Her expression was filled with hatred, and a frantic quality that couldn't be explained with hatred alone. She trampled them over and over again, as though her sadness was reaching the bursting point. So the sound of her trampling, it was just sad.
あら、この程度じゃ答えない？ならこっちは答えるかしら。スマデラかすみ、こっちを使いなさい。ダメ、それは。
The object the Black Witch pointed at was Maria Oni-chan's grimoire. Kasumi also noticed it and picked up that book, which was heavier than it looked.
なにこれ。
読んじゃえば。お腹がよじれちゃうかもね。
Kasumi opened the grimoire, skimmed over the contents, and snorted derisively.
返して。
I think it was pronounced derisively, but oh well.
それはお姉ちゃんの。
Of course my hand couldn't reach. My stomach was once again kicked by the black suits, and I doubled over.
ほらね、この本はエンジェにとっての大切なものでしょ？大切なものをけなしてやりなさい。こういう子には殴る蹴るよりもそっちの方が効くんだから。あなたがそれを一番よく知っているでしょ？
As though remembering something painful, Kazumi's face twisted for an instant, but that quickly disappeared, changing into a scornful smile directed at me.
なにこの気持ち悪い本。
She's gonna rip it up, isn't she?
あんたが書いたの？
やめて。返して。見てよ、あの顔。もっとけなしてやりなさい。貶としめてやりなさい。尊厳を踏みにじられる苦痛を教えてやるのよ。そうすることでしかあなたの苦痛は和らがないの。
何これ、恥ずかしい本。少女の時代に多少は占いの真似事に興味を持つこともあるけれど、これはちょっと行き過ぎじゃない？やだ、魔法だってあんたあれでしょ。アニメとかのなんとかなんとかって呪文を言いながら魔女に変身するやつ。ああいうの好きなんでしょ。痛々しいわ。
Cackling, Kasumi opened to a random page and showed it to the black suits. The black suits looked too and guffawed. Ha 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 ha. That sneer didn't wound me, but I couldn't forgive it. After all, that sneer was ridiculing Maria Oni-chan. I don't hate Kasumi, but for forcing that unhealing anger and sadness on Kasumi, I cannot forgive the Black Witch. That Black Witch ate into Aunt Eva, Sumadra, Kasumi, and Aunt Rosa, tormenting them for an eternity without letting their wounds be healed. I cannot forgive her. I cannot forgive the Black Witch.
何これ、傑作。お空から飴玉を降らせる魔法ですって。何々？お日様で清めたお水にお砂糖を溶いて、魔法の杖を浸して呪文を。何これ。痛い。
The black suits were also rolling around guffawing. Then, grinning, the Black Witch whispered something into Kasumi's ear. After glaring at me with a grin, Kasumi took that page. Yep. Kasumi grabbed hold of that page, tore it off, crumpled it up, and threw it away.
ひどいよ。それはマリアの魔法。あら、そうなの？それはお気の毒。
It was one of the spells to summon happiness that Maria had made with Sakutaro. Anyone knows that making sugar water, coloring it, and leaving it by the window isn't going to make candy fall from the sky, but after repeating that every day, one time on her way home from school, she had found several pieces of candy scattered around. How happy must that miracle have made Maria Oni-chan? Didn't she treasure that candy, eating it during her night alone with Sakutaro to distract herself from her loneliness? That magic that Oni-chan had given birth to had been torn and thrown away, and had disappeared. The whole miracle of happiness that magic had given birth to had been torn and thrown away.
これも傑作だわ。晩ご飯をクリームコロッケにする魔法。次は何？
The fuck was that sound? That was weird. Anyway.
ピーマンが美味しく食べられる魔法。これも生かすわ。バカバカしい。それも破いちゃいなさいよ。どんどん破いちゃえば。
With a brutal, loud laugh, the Black Witch made Maria Oni-chan's spells get torn out one after another. Magic of happiness was sneered at, torn, and thrown away.
やめろ！やめろ！マリア教の魔法を怪我すな！汚い毒素で怪我すんじゃない！
Mamon cried and yelled, but she had no way of reaching Kasumi.
いいじゃない。怪我されちゃえば。魔法の奇跡？幸せにする魔法？ないない、そんなのないってば。痛みと苦しみはね、他人に押し付けてしか癒せないのよ。あんたは確か魔法のお友達とかいうやつだったわよね。スマデラかすみ、こいつのページを開きなさい。
これは何？魔法のお友達ですって？煉獄の7姉妹？物騒な名前。すごい速さで飛んで敵をやっつけてくれるんですって。エンジェ、あなたこんな魔法が使えるなら今すぐ使った方がいいんじゃない？くだらない。
The page that wrote of the seven sisters of purgatory was also heartlessly torn away. The page itself was just paper. It wasn't Mamon's vessel or anything. But the tearing, denying toxin burned Mamon from the inside. Mamon's face twisted from that heat and pain.
大丈夫、マモン。しっかり。これくらい平気。私よりエンジェ様の方が辛い。
However, Mamon's expression was twisted with unbearable anguish and humiliation.
やめろ、黒き魔女！どうして君はそんなことをするんだよ！どうして魔法を幸せのために使えないんだよ！ああ、 たも魔法のお友達ね。あんたも怪我してあげるわ。スマデラかすみ、こいつのページも探しなさい。
こっちは何？この下手くそなライオンの落書き。作太郎？変な名前。一番大好きなお友達だって。そうなの？これがあんたの友達？親友？このライオンが？ねえねえ。本当に下手くそな落書き。
こんなブサイクなライオンがあんたなのね。こんなのお友達にしてるなんて、後宮マリアって子の頭のかわいそうさに呆れて、へそでお茶が湧いちゃうわ。ばっかみたい。へそ噛んで死んじゃえば。うりゅ。マリアを、バカにするな。やめて。破かないで。ダメ。
There was a shrill sound. The page had been filthily ripped out. The picture of Sakutaru that Oni-chan had drawn was violently ripped in half. Damn, man.
下手くそな
お前たちも笑いなさい。
A pair of the black suits laughed vulgarly, and heartlessly trampled the two halves that had been torn and thrown away.
サクタラ、しっかり。僕は悲しくなんかないよ。ただ悔しい。マリアのことをバカにされて、何も言えない自分が悔しい。私たちは見えない人間にはいないも当然。私たちは必要としてくれる人間としか。だから家具。
As Sakutaro and Mamon supported each other, they crouched down, sobbing. I couldn't stand it either. Those who can't see how wonderful the world of magic is can't understand it. You can't explain to humans who can't understand, so it gets belittled. If you could show them it, but you can't. Because, in front of humans who are filled with the magic-resisting toxin, and who can't understand magic, magic cannot be used.
本当にわけがわかんないわ。この妄想日記、頭がおかしいとしか思えない。あんたのお花畑の頭の中が垣間見えて、本当に面白いわ。気持ち悪い子。
あんたもマリアも、そこのぬいぐるみと家具もね。
おかしいわ。あんた、友達いないんでしょ。いっつも一人ぼっちで、ぬいぐるみがお友達なんでしょ。かわいそうな子。 大丈夫。私にもわかるわよ。そういう生活、わかるもの。だから私が認めてあげるわ。あんた、本当にかわいそうな子よ。
To you, it probably would look like something made by a pitiful child. That's right. If 100 people were to read Oni-chan's diary, 100 people would probably think the same thing. I used to be like that too. But you know, despite all of that, Maria Oni-chan summoned a world of happiness. Don't deny that magic, that happiness.
頑固な子ね、あんたは。いいわ。これで最後よ。あんたとマリアの信じた本当にくだらない魔法の根源を引き裂いてあげるわよ。スマデラかすみ、そのページを読みなさい。
What could it be?
なに？このカラフルなページは。なになに？大好きなママといつまでも仲良しでいられる魔法。
やめて！そのページだけは！
この魔法すんごく簡単じゃない？私でもすぐできそうだわ。こんなに短い呪文なら私にだって覚えられちゃう。やってみようかしら。
本当に簡単な呪文よね。いいわよ。やってあげなさい。みんなも吹き出しちゃうから。
With expressions that ridiculed it from the bottom of their hearts, the Black Witch and Kasumi tapered their mouths, and they said it out loud. Wow. Oh my fucking god, I might actually start crying. So that's why she keeps doing that. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh my god. The black suit stared blankly, asking what the hell that was supposed to be. Wow. It almost got to me. I almost cried, man. Whew. Then Kasumi answered, cackling.
これがね、呪文なんだって。おかしい。
ほら、あんたたちもやってみれば？
The black suits imitated that moaning voice, making fun of it. Ooh, ooh. That was the incantation for the magic that would let her always be friends with her beloved mother. Fuck, man. Oh my god. That's fucking rough, man. Damn. I actually really want to cry right now, but I gotta continue. I can't just... Oh god. Alright.
何このバカみたいなの。
Damn, man. The feels. Jesus Christ.
言うだけで家族仲が良くなるなら世界はずっと平和だわ。
Oh my god. Alright. Stop. Please, just fucking stop. Jesus.
かなうなり声こんなの連呼してたら頭のかわいそうなこと思われるのがオチよ。バカじゃないやめろその魔法だけはけなさないで
God damn. It was the day of the picnic, when Maria Oni-chan and Aunt Rosa were alone. It was written that this was one of the top 5 happiest days of her life. Oni-chan was singing, a song she had just learned from her mama. Her mother had been delighted, but partway through Maria forgot the lyrics. But since she saw that her mother was so happy, she tried to sing until the very end, with ooh ooh ooh. Oh my god, man. Even though she had only pretended to know the lyrics, her mother had enjoyed it a lot. After that, ooh remained as an incantation to remember that day she'd spent in fun and happiness with her mother. Oh, Jesus. After 4 fucking episodes, man. Of course, even though she seemed to find it funny at first, Aunt Rosa eventually tired of hearing it. It eventually started scolding Oni-chan when she said it. But to Oni-chan, it was a memory of a fun day that she'd never forget. Didn't Rosa, like, fucking yelled at her plenty of times asking, why do you fucking do that and shit? Wow, she forgot that day. Oh my god. She forgot why she started it too. That's gotta hurt. That's, oh my god, it makes it even sadder. What the fuck, man? Ugh! This fucking chapter, this fucking episode, man. Oh my god. But to Oni-chan, it was a memory of a fun day that she'd never forget. So among the spells that Maria had created, it was the oldest and the first. Kasumi stuck her fingernails into that page too.
やめて破かないでそのページだけは許してダメ
With a shrill sound, a girl's world of happiness was erased. Fucking stop it. What the fuck is wrong with all of you? Fucking monsters. They're not witches, they're monsters, man. What the fuck is up with these bastards?
これがあんたらの幸せな魔法なわけ笑っちゃう笑っちゃう
They're all monsters.
幸せになる魔法なんてねあるわけないでしょ魔法はね怒りとね憎しみでできてるのよ幸せってのはね自分の背負わされた憎悪を人にすべて押し付けた時にのみ与えられる解放感を言うのよあんたたちの言う幸せなんて絵本の中にしか出てこないまやかしなのよ
As Kasumi laughed her head off, she slammed the grimoire against the ground and stepped on it.
悔しいねえ悔しい幸せの白き魔女さんたちそんなに悔しかったら見せてみればあんたたちの魔法あるなら使ってみせればいいじゃない魔法が使えない魔女なんて魔女じゃないつまり本当の魔女は私たちあんたたちなんて魔法の夢で現実から逃避しているだけのクソガキどもなのよ
じゃあ 魔法を私が見せることができたなら、お姉ちゃんの魔法を信じてくれるの？
信じるわよ。魔法を使って見せることができた
ならやってみろよ、このクソボケガキ！
Silently, slowly, I stood up. Sensations of this cramped world, such as the pain in my body, felt truly trifling.
あら、まだ立てる元気はあったのね、大魔女さん。
立ち上がって何をしてみせるの？見せてみなさいよ、魔法。
魔法はあるわ。
はあ？この子何を言い出すかと思えば。あんたたち、今の聞いた？
静かに。へえ、面白いじゃない。半魔法の毒素を理由に、あんたたちはいつも奇跡の力を拒んできた。白き魔女マリアの弟子。見せてみなさいよ、魔法を。一体どれだけの人間が、その奇跡を信じて裏切られていったか知っている？誰もが信じ、誰もが裏切られて絶望した。そして、本当の魔法は、私たち黒き魔女の力でしか得られないことを知るのよ。
憎しみを誰かにぶつけるのは、ただの罪。そんなのは魔法じゃないわ。本当の魔法を、私が見せてやる。
The Black Witch winced slightly. However, Kasumi sneered at me even more.
なら、見せてごらんなさいよ。それで、あんたはどの魔法を見せてくれるの？飴玉を降らせる魔法？それとも、クッキーを増やす魔法
？The instant I opened my eyes, a tremendous wind arose.
何？突然。
さあさあ、おいでなさい。煉獄の七姉妹。
There was a flash behind me, and in an instant, 7 pieces of high-level furniture were gathered there. It was a power that far surpassed the magical strength I had had in my prime. It was a power that matched even Maria Oni-chan and Beatrice.
煉獄の七姉妹、ここに。
エンジ様。
あなたはかつて言ったわ。私に魔力とその覚悟がないから、あなたたちを刺激できなかったのだと。私をいじめるクラスメートに仕返しがしたいなんて、そんな安っぽい感情じゃない。私はマリアお姉ちゃんのマリアージュ・ソルシエールの世界を守るために、今こそ魔法の奇跡を見せることを命令するわ。
無理です。いくらなんでも、これだけ大勢の毒素の前では。
The 7 sisters also remembered what had happened in the classroom. If they could have obeyed Ange's order, they would have. However, surrounded by the toxin that runs thick in humans, they hadn't been able to display the miracle of magic. And they remembered very well how deeply that had hurt Ange. But Ange spoke very quietly.
なら、あなたたちも信じて。マリアージュ・ソルシエールは人を幸せにするために生まれた。そしてそれは黒き魔女と戦うためでもあった。その創立者の一人、 原初の魔女マリア教が生み出した世界を否定する愚かなる黒き魔女にその奇跡を見せ、その世界を守るために信じて魔法を魔女を今こそ奇跡を。
When Kasumi gave an order to the black suits, one of them took out a gun and pointed it at Ange.
魔法を見せてくれるんでしょ。なら見せてちょうだい。魔法で火の玉でも稲妻でも打ち出して、この男を倒してみせなさいよ。チャンスは一度。3つ数えるうちにやってお見せなさい。できなければ覚悟してもらうわよ。
撃ちなさいよ。
なんだこのガキ。イカれてやがるぜ。
Shoot, bitch! The black suit pointing the gun laughed at Ange's detached attitude.
本気？こいつ頭の中までお花が咲いてやがる。
That would be you, but anyway.
なら撃たれなさいよ。死んじゃえば。エンジェ、無理。中断は魔法では防げないよ。
いいえ、何も恐れることはないわ。私の魔法は、煉獄の七姉妹は、銃弾などものともしない。
エンジ様。
Mamong was perplexed by Ange's absolute trust. If she could comply, she would have. On that day as well. But because she had been unable to do anything, she had hurt Ange.
ガキめ。魔法が使えるってんなら、早く見せてみやがるってんだ。どうしたよ。早く魔法を見せてみろってんだ。ほら、遠慮はいらねえぜ。俺にパピョーンと魔法ってやつをお見舞いしてくれよ。
The black suits jeered at me. But Ange simply concentrated her mind in silence.
撃っちゃえば。撃ってみろって言ってるのよ、向こうは。
この子恐怖でもう頭がどうかしてるんだわ。
バイバイ、エンジェちゃん。
天国で好きなだけ魔女ごっこをしてなさい。撃て。
いいんですか？
おうち死ね。エンジェ。
やれるもんならやってみなさいよ、あんたの魔法を。
The black suit cocked a gun and, sneering, pulled the trigger. The sound of gunfire rang out, and the world stopped. The red spray scattered out, and chunks of flesh flew.
何をしてるの、マモン。銃弾ごとき無粋な石ころをエンジェ様に許すつもり？
Lucifer lined up the bullet perfectly, and with a single swing sliced it. I can still see the... Okay. Anyway, and in the chest of the black suit who had apparently fired the gun was a hole as big as a fist. Oh yeah.
たまには私が一番乗りでもいいわよね。
Hell yeah! Half of Leviathan's body was covered with blood, and a cold smile was on her face. Then, slowly, the pitiful prey that she had brought down fell over.
貫いた人間を。
バカね。まだあんた信じてないの？私たちの主の魔力を。
これだけの人間の前で権限したっていうの？
何を何？
Kasumi and the rest were flustered. He certainly seemed to have fired his gun. However, it hadn't hit Ange. And why? Was the person who fired hurt instead?
これが魔法。見事よ、レビアタン。
光栄の至り。我らが主に逆らう愚かなる人間どもよ。今こそひれ伏せ、審判の時。
どうして人間の世界に魔法は持ち込めないはずなのに、魔法は見えないはずなのに、触れられないはずなのに、どうして？
これが本当の魔法だからよ。
That's right. Flip of the hair. Be jealous. Anyway. I'm sorry.
何をしてるのよお前たち。殺せ。
I'm not really sorry. One of the black suits who had finally come to his senses took out his gun, readied it.
我らが主に銃口を覗かせる無礼を
And got his hand
私が許す
sliced
と思
off.
ったか。
At least that's how I pictured it.
死ね。
Those words were a requiem. The man's chest had already been pierced by Lucifer, who had become the stick of pride in an instant. Oh, damn. Well, why didn't we hear the ding-ding-ding-ding-ding? Damn. Anyway. With the sound of the second person falling, the black suits now realized for certain that their lives were in peril. Oh my god! Run! That's right, cry like little babies. Wah wah. The instant one of the black suits doubled over in shock and turned on his heels to escape from that place. The stick of sloth. Oh, hello.
我が主への狼藉に対する報い。これ式で済んだことに感謝せよ。死ね！
Oh. In his right eye, a hole as big as a walnut opened, and his head split. The girl was sprayed with blood, and her face twisted demonically with the joy of being able to use her full power. The black suits were flustered, pointing their guns in every direction. But they didn't understand what was happening. They knew that something terrifying was coming for them from somewhere. But they didn't know where.
敵はあんたたちのすぐ目の前にいるわよ。
They can't see him, ya dumbass.
魔女の家具があんたたちを狙ってる。
But they couldn't see. Because they didn't believe in magic, they could not see. Just as the Black Witch said, Satan was standing boldly in front of the black suit. However, the black suit couldn't see her at all. Bye-bye.
人間に私たちの姿が見えるとでも捉えられるとでもまぬけな人間が魔法に対する畏怖を忘れたる愚かの代償を払うがいい。何よこれ、何が起こってるの？
That's right. Flip of the hair. Be jealous. I had to do it a second time. I'm sorry.
あなたには見えない。
But I'm not sorry.
愛がないから。
Oh, damn.
ありえない。これだけの人間がいて半魔法の毒素をばらまいてるってのに、どうして魔法が権限できるの？あんた何者なの？
I am Ushiromiya Ange, bitch. Snap of the fingers.
魔女よ。あんたと違って本物の。
Oh. Okay. Now that deserves a real snap. Oh yeah.
うわー、畜生、この甘
As though announcing his candidacy for becoming the fourth victim, one of the black suits pointed his gun at Ange. Oh, that's a no-no. And the trigger was... Ooh, Ange glared at him coldly and simply ordered...
死にさらせ
次、サタン。
踏んでるサタン、すでにここに。ならばが、今のエンジェ様と私たちに銃弾ごときが当たると思うか。
The stake of anger pierced and smashed the bullet fired by the black suit, and continued straight on towards the man's face.
己が愚かさを知り、地獄で後悔せよ。
Get your ugly ass off of my world, bitch!
死ね！
What? With a terrible explosive sound, the upper half of the man's oh wow, damn. Okay. Of the man's head was smashed. Whew. Bathed in scattered flesh and blood, Ange quietly asked one more question.
ねえ、かすみおばさん。
Oh shit.
まだ魔法信じる気にならないの？
こんなバカなこと、あるわけないでしょ。認めないわ。魔法なんてあるわけがない。
そうよ。魔法なんてあるわけがない。魔女なんているわけがない。
Wait, what? Aren't you one yourself? Are you denying your own existence? What the fuck is this?
魔法はあるよ。
Okay, that was a little weird, wasn't it?
魔女はいるよ。うりゅ
What the fuck?
そうよ。魔法はあるのよ。魔女はいるのよ。そしてこの怒りと悲しみで満ちた世界に幸せの世界への扉を開く鍵にできるの。あんたなんかにそれを否定させない。幸せな世界への鍵はみんなの手に握られてるんだ。それを奪う資格は誰にもないんだ。
それを理解できぬ哀れな人間よ。
Are we in? Oh my god, almost 2 hours? This episode is epic. Oh my
そな
god.
たの人生に魔法の力があったならもっと違った穏やかなものになっていただろう。そなたがその生涯において本当の魔女と出会えなかったことを私は哀れむ。
Damn. Kasumi let out a piercing scream. At the same time, 2 of the black suits came for me at once, thrusting their guns at my head. Like they were trying to use me as a hostage against something their eyes couldn't see. Against the 7 Sisters of Purgatory, who had now reached the level of weapons. This was completely pointless.
畜生、どこにやがるんだ。攻撃をやめねえと、このアマの命はねえぞ。
Oh, for God's sakes.
姿を現しやがれ。
何言ってんのこいつ。美味しそうな腹渡をしてるくせに。
Damn, Drills, what the fuck?
エンジ様、次は私にお任せを。
許す。殺せ。
ありがたき幸せ。死ねえ。
That's right, drill him a new one. The man's chest split and his guts poured out. This terrible way of dying threw the other man into a total panic. However, Asmodeus' form was already at his back, grasping his neck and smiling obscenely.
かわいい子。ねえねえ、 貫いてほしい？
Oh, you know where, baby. What? Oh, shit.
エンジェ様、ご希望はございますか？
頭。
Oh, shit, okay.
かしこまりました。我が主。死ね！
Quick and painless, I see. The final black suit had his head smashed by the stake of lust. And as his inside scattered, he twisted and fell. In the gruesome world where 6 people lay in a sea of blood, witch and human confronted each other.
スマデラかすみ、そなたの哀れなる人生に、私は心の底より同情する。その埋め得ぬ心の穴を塞げる魔法を授けてもよい。そなたがその魔法を信じるならば。
バカなこと言わないで。こんなの私は認めない。
As Kasumi, who was scared out of her wits, stepped backwards, she picked up a handgun that someone had dropped. Then, shaking, she pointed it at Ange.
そうよ、かすみ。その銃で撃ちなさい。あんたの憎しみを銃弾に変えて放ちなさい。殺してやる。殺してやる。あんたを殺さなきゃ私の人生は報われないのよ。そうよ、殺して。引き金を引いて。あいつにあんたのみすぼらしい今日までの全ての怒りを全部叩きつけてやるの。そうでなきゃあんたは痛みと苦しみから解放されないのよ。
やめて、かすみおばさん。黒き魔女に耳を貸してはダメ。
殺してやる。殺してやる。あんたの母親のせいで私の人生はめちゃくちゃ。
なら私の魔法でその人生をこれから少しずつ明るく穏やかなものにもできるかもしれない。あなたが魔法を信じ心を入れ替えさえすれば、あなたに新しい世界への扉を開いてあげられるの。
そんなものはないわ。あいつの言う救いなんてどうせおとぎ話の中だけよ。あんたの人生はもはや死ぬまでトゲまみれ。その苦痛の叫びをあいつに聞かせてやりなさい。失ったものは何も取り返せないのよ。そうでしょ、スマデラかすみ。
そうね、何も取り返せないかもしれない。でもきっと新しく何かを生み出すことができる。だからかすみおばさん、その銃を捨ててかすみおばさんにも幸せな世界を教えてあげられるかもしれない。
私はね、あんたの母親が逃げたせいで、あんたの母親のいい名付けと身代わりに結婚させられたのよ。将来を誓い合った男がいたのよ。別れさせられたのよ。あんたの母親の代わりと継がされて、話もろくにしたことがない男とちぎりを交わさせられた私の気持ちがわかるっての。
Then why didn't you do exactly what she did? Fuck your family. Be with the one you love. Just do that. Fuck your family. I don't give a fuck. Jesus Christ. She left the family, you can too.
殺してやりたかった。なのに姉さんは勝手に死んだ。だからあんたを殺すの。そうでなきゃ私のトゲまみれの人生は終わらないのよ。
From Kasumi's eyes, tears of passion dripped down. so pitiable. This person's tears were so clear and beautiful. But for that very reason, she hadn't been able to fully withstand her sad pain, and had been given no choice but to listen to the Black Witch's temptation.
かわいそうに。ならばせめてあなたを、あなたの魂を永遠に解放し、怨嗟の鎖から解き放ってあげるわ。それが今の私にできる唯一の施しかもしれない。
死ねー！後ろ宮エンジェ
さようなら、かすみおばさん。静かな世界でゆっくりと休んで。
I no longer feel anger or hatred for you. I just want to let your soul rest in peace. Kasumi's handgun spat fire. Slowly that bullet continued through a world frozen to the utmost limit, aiming for Ange's forehead.
マモン。
強欲のマモン、ここに。
ありがとう。あなたたちと作太郎に出会えたから、私は全てを理解できた。
エンジェ。
作太郎は後ろを向いていなさい。マモン、その女を解放してあげて、そしてマリアージュ・ソルシエルの名誉を守れ。
はい、覚悟せよスマデラ・カスミ。
Even though the world was frozen, the stick of greed flashed like lightning, and had already gotten behind Kasumi.
貴様に多少の得があるならば、再び煉獄の山で相まみえようぞ。死ね
The upper half of Sumadra Kasumi's head was smashed. Her cage of flesh was shattered, and she was finally released.
"あとはあんたね、黒き魔女。今となってはあなたにエヴァおばさんの面影を見ていることさえ彼女に申し訳なく思うわ。
私の姿が未だに後ろ宮エヴァに見えているなら、それはあんたの中で未だに私が許せてないということだわ。わかっているのよ、エンジェ。あんただってトゲまみれの人生から解放されたくて仕方がないの。なら、面白いことを思いついたわ。私もあんたに魔法を見せてあげる。あんたを殺すのは私じゃないわ。
With the worst of smiles on her face, the Black Witch changed her form into something like a black mist, or else a vast swarm of black flying insects, which began to swirl around me. Then, that black mist began to gather bit by bit, shaping itself into the form of a human.
何の真似？
うすうすは想像がついてるくせに。あんたが最も憎み、恨んだ、あの女よ。そして女も、あなたを最も恨み、憎んだ。
When the black mist cleared, over there was Antiva's form, and she had been as she had been during her life. Damn it. Oh my gosh, she got a gun! I was genuinely surprised by that. Like, holy fuck. I didn't see that. Son of a bitch. Her hands were holding a gun.
エヴァおばさんは死んだわよ。
お久しぶりね、エンジェ。あんたを殺すために地獄から戻ってきたわよ。
Aunt Eva glared at me with a mad laugh.
でもあまり驚かないわ。エヴァおばさんそういう人だったし。
私のお葬式はさぞや気分が晴れ晴れしたでしょ。私も晴れ晴れしていたわよ。あんたの面を二度と見なくて済むようになるんだからね。でもたった一つだけ心残りがあったわ。それがこれよ。
私を殺すこと、それが最後の遺言だったの。
How pitiful. Even after death, my aunt wasn't released from her pain.
黒き魔女の力こそが私の魔法の源泉だったわ。怒りと憎しみが私に努力と不屈を教えてくれた。それはあんたの言う現実逃避の魔法とは全く違うの。
あんたの言う魔法なんてただの八つ当たりによるストレス解消だわ。私たちの魔法は違う。世界そのものを作り変えるの。あんたの性悪魔法とは全く格が違う。
なら黒と白のどちらが勝つかこの場で決着をつけてあげる。
Yin or yang?
死してなお黒き魔法で復活してあんたをこうして重厚で狙える私の奇跡に、あんたの白き魔法はどんな奇跡で対抗を？半魔法の毒素であなたを取り込んだわ。七姉妹はもう二度と呼べないわよ。さっきの奇跡はもう起こらない。
それでも怒るから魔法って言うんだわ。いいわよマモン、私に力を貸して。
But Mamong didn't respond. She didn't appear. Certainly, as she said, the magic-resisting toxin had blurned. Blurned? What the fuck is blurned? I don't know why, but I saw an L in there. What the fuck? Wow, my god. Look, I'm tired, okay? The magic-resisting toxin had burned. There we go. Oh my god. I'm making up words now. Everything up like a wasteland parched by a blazing sun. This might be a little tough.
呼びかけても無駄よ。もう二度と煉獄の七姉妹は答えない。
Blurred.
だからそれでも呼べるから魔法なのよね。
哀れね、さよなら。あんたとのささやかな日々はそこそこに楽しかったわ。これでお別れよ。よかったわね。あんたの終着駅がここで。
ええ、全くよ。気が利くわね。
ありがとう。それじゃお別れね。
The barrel of the gun rose slowly, so that you could see all the way down it. Then, the trigger was slowly. At that moment, the gun exploded. It wasn't that it fired. It burst. You're kidding me. In shock, inside a frozen space, Eva looked at the ruptured gun. When time melted, the fragments would probably smash into her face all at once.
強欲のママ、ここに。バカ。
Behind Eva's back, Maman stood. She had already penetrated the target I had given her, which was the gun.
これで魔法は十分？エヴァおばさん。
エンジェ。
Then time melted. The fragments of the burst gun and exploding gunpowder burned her face. Letting out a shrill scream, she covered her face and rolled around. It was pitiful.
運がなかったわね。これでゲームオーバーよ。エヴァおばさん。
I signaled to Maman, so that Eva would be freed quickly from the pain of her burnt face as she writhed around.
ありがとう、マモン。あの日の教室で、あなたたちの無力を罵ったことを、今こそ、心の底より、そして再び謝るわ。あなたたちは、魔女を守るための優秀な家具だった。
こちらこそ、感謝します。良き魔女に、良き主に最後に出会え、家具の本分を尽くせたことを、心より光栄に思います。
Maman had understood. This would be the final job I'd give her. Maman quietly walked up to me. Then, she looked down at Eva.
エヴァおばさん、今日まで付き合ってくれてありがとう。これでお別れよ。Have a nice dream. See you hell.
Damn, man. It had to be in English. Then, the light sound of her forehead being bored into ran out. The battle of gunpowder, smoke, and fury, of white and black magic, ended. I get the feeling it was a long, truly a long journey. And the world slowly sank into darkness. Holy hell. Damn, man. The stars that should have been sparkling lay not in the sky, but were scattered beneath me. When I realized that the pearl and ruby made a red and white stream, I noticed that it was a vast nighttime scene spread out below. I was in the sky of that nighttime scene, neither standing nor flying, but simply floating. From nowhere in particular, I could hear a truly dull applause. I know. It's the one who ordered me to go on a journey. Rokkenjima.
おめでとう、無限の魔女、エンジェ・ベアトリーチェ。あなたは旅路の末に、魔法のすべてを理解したわ。ええ、私は今や、魔法のすべてを理解した。私は魔女よ。マリアージュ・ソルシエルが生み出した魔法世界を継承した最後の魔女。あなたにしかベアトリーチェの世界を切り裂けない。魔法を知るからこそ それに抵抗も覚えるわ。魔法は愛と悲しみと怒りでできている。ベアトリーチェがどんなに残酷な魔女であったとしても、その魔法の源泉は全く同じ。だからこそ彼女のその世界を本当はそっとしてあげたい。少なくとも彼女にとってその世界は完成しているのだから。
あなたが家族を諦められるならね。
そう。だから申し訳ないけれど、私は戦わなければならない。家族を取り戻せるかもしれないわずかの確率に勝てて、魔女となる旅に出たのだから。
ベアトリーチェを殺さない限り、あなたには孤独な世界しか存在しない。それを100億のかけらを旅した私が保証するわ。
分かってるわ。同情してる余地なんて私にはないのよ。心を鬼にして彼女の心を切り裂かなくてはならない。
その気持ちが揺るぎないならよかったわ。同じ魔女同士、情が移って志をくじくんじゃないかと心配したわ。
It felt a bit hollow hearing that from a person whose face was almost always expressionless. Bernkestel, the mysterious witch who invited me on this journey.
私、あなたが嘘をついてたんじゃないかと疑ってたことがあったわ。
どうして？
私は1998年のエンジェだから、家族を救ってもそれは1986年のエンジェが救われるだけ。この私が救われるわけじゃない。だから騙されていると思っていたことがあるの。
その通りよ。私はあなたを騙したわ。
でも今は感謝してる。だってあなたは私に家族の取り戻し方を結局は教えてくれたもの。
私は何も教えてないわ。それを知ったのだとしたら、それはあなたが魔女として自ら至った境地だわ。それは私のそれとは違う境地。私に理解はできないけれど、もしもそうならばおめでとう。
私はこのゲームのプレイヤーではなく駒だとあなたは私に言ったわよね。
ええ、言ったわ。
その役割を今こそ完全に理解した。駒に感情はいらない。ただ勝利のために最善を尽くせばいい。
ええ、その通りよ。ゲームは最善手を差し合うものでしょう。躊躇や戸惑いで指し手をおかしくしてたら対戦相手も混乱するわ。
Sorry, Beatrice. But don't hate me. Ushiromiya Ange still needs her family. So, I have the right to fight you, so that I can take them back. And you have the responsibility to be challenged by me to a fight. So, don't hate me. In exchange, if you do win in this game, I'll give you my blessing as well. Come on, let's go. As the piece I am, it's finally time for my true turn. I wanted to say form, I don't know why. My true form! Alright, anyway. Sorry, Beatrice. I won't hand Oni-chan over to you. The world whitened. It wasn't white. It was a gold color as bright as can be. Oh yeah, this music. There was a beautiful Ushiromiya family rose garden. However, the flowers on the roses were all gold. The nectar was also gold-colored. The butterflies gathered there were gold as well. This is the Golden Land. The promised land that the witches of Mariage Sorcerer had finally been guided to. There, all wishes are granted, and all magic and dreams are born. In that garden of gold roses were 2, and only 2, witches. I appeared as an uninvited guest, making that atmosphere tremble with unrest. What was to them a wind of misfortune shook the golden roses. The incredible beautiful scene formed by the golden rose petals scattered by the wind was clearly something not of this world. The 2 who had been taking a walk on a path of golden roses noticed me and were surprised.
Ange? ベアとエンジェだ。
どうやってここへ。引き取られよ。わらわはもはやここへは誰も招かぬのだ。
Fuck you. Bito spoke coldly. She seemed like a completely different person from the boldly sneering woman she had once been. She had closed off her heart and shut herself up in a world where she was alone with Maria Oni-chan. A world where she could always be alone with a friendly Maria Oni-chan, lecturing about magic while drinking tea, with no one to hurry them and nothing to hold them back. A world where not a single person who might hurt them existed. Yes, to the 2 of them, it was a small, perfect universe.
悪いわね。あんたにここに引きこもられちゃ困るのよ。私たちはあんたが戻ってこなきゃゲームが進まないの。
わらわは飽きたからやめたと言った。もうゲームには戻らぬ。
ベアとはね、ずっとここでマリアと一緒にいるの。ここで一緒にお茶を飲んでね、いろいろな遊びを考えるの。エンジェも一緒に遊んでいいんだよ。
マリア、それはならぬと言ったはず。わらわにはそなただけがいればよい。だからそなたもわらわだけがいればよいと言っておくれ。
ありがとう。マリアをそこまで必要としてくれる人はベアトだけだよ。ならベアトと一緒にいる2人きりでいい。
マリア、すまぬ。ありがとう。
Bito held Maria tight, even creating a small, warm universe between their joined arms. It was probably the birth of the smallest universe in the world. The smallest universe in the world which a pair who needed each other could give birth to. No matter how small it was a complete world. But I had to tear it apart.
悪いけど、そういうわけにはいかないの。私はこのマリアージュ・ソルシエルの黄金鏡をぶっ壊しにやってきたわ。
なぜわらわの世界を壊すのか。この世界がわらわとマリア以外の誰に迷惑をかけたというのか。
You're fucking correct, bitch!
あんたが始めて終わらせずにほったらかしたゲームで お兄ちゃんがずっと待たされてる。あんたが席に戻らなくちゃ勝負は永遠に終わらないのよ。
あのゲームにもはやプレイヤーは一人もおらぬわ。バトラは消え去り、わらわもまた消え去り、ここにいる。あのゲームはもはや終わったのだ。
終わってない。あんたの始めたゲームでしょ。最後まできっちり責任を持って終わらせなさい。バトラを打ち負かし、あなたが本当に望んだ世界を生み出すか、あなたが打ち負かされ、あなたの魔法に飲み込まれた全てを解放するか、しっかり最後まで責任を取りなさい。
ダメだよ、エンジェ。ベアとはこの世界でマリアと永遠に二人きりで過ごすの。マリアもベアとさえいれば他には何もいらないの。ここでは全ての願いが叶う。全てがある。
This golden land is made up of nothing more than the crystallization of Beatrice's and Maria Onichan's thoughts. To drag Beetle out of this world, I'm going to have to destroy it. I will destroy this golden land, which must be a final, peaceful world in Beatrice's eyes.
お姉ちゃん、それは違う。この黄金鏡は嘘つきだわ。お姉ちゃんの本当に叶えたい願いを叶えてくれていない。
そんなことないよ。ここでは何でも叶うの。見て、ここには優しいママだっている。
Gold butterflies gathered behind Maria, forming into a kindly smiling Aunt Rosa. After smiling sweetly at me, it became golden petals and crumbled.
ここでは何だって生み出せるの。エンジだって生み出せるよ。バトラだって、ジョージお兄ちゃんだって、ジェシカお姉ちゃんだって。いくらでも呼び出せるよ。みんな優しくしてくれるよ。エンジもおいでよ。一緒に遊ぼう。
Sorry, Oni-chan.
作太郎は
Oof. Upon hearing Sakutaro's name, Oni-chan looked like she was choking.
よせ、その名を口にするな。
Bito's expression changed as well, and she hugged Maria, guarding her shoulders. Sakutaro's name was still taboo for Oni-chan.
どうして口にしちゃいけないの？マリアお姉ちゃんの一番の親友の名前よ。どうしてその親友をこの素敵な黄金鏡に招いてあげないの？どうしてこの何でも願いの叶う黄金鏡では作太郎だけ呼び出すことができないの？
それは良いのだぞ、マリア。作太郎のことを思い出さなくても。
作太郎はママに殺されたんだよ。
Maria Oni-chan flew into a rage with a terrible expression on her face. Surprised by that voice, the butterflies throughout the garden flew up, blowing around like a typhoon of flower petals.
ええ、知ってるわ。ローザおばさんが大切な作太郎のぬいぐるみを引き裂いたわ。
Maria's scream became a storm that violently scattered the golden petals and leaves. It truly was a storm of gold.
やめよ、やめよ、やめよ、やめよ。なぜマリアの心の傷を再び引き裂こうとするのか。わらわとマリアの大切な親友の眠りを汚すな。
なら、どうしてその大切な親友をあなたの魔法で蘇らせてあげないの？
それができるものならやっている。 しかしあのぬいぐるみはローザによる手作りの品。そのたった一つが引き裂かれた魔法的意味は。
ごまかさないで。どうして作太郎が蘇らせられないか。答えは一つだわ。あなたが本当の魔女じゃないからよ。
Oh, snap.
蘇らせられるとも。わらわの魔法でいくらでもこうして蘇らせられるとも。作太郎でこの庭園を埋めることだってできようぞ。
ええ、できるでしょうね。あなたの魔法では。でもあなたの生み出した作太郎は決してお姉ちゃんには見えない。どうしてか分かってるでしょ。もう一度言うわ。あなたが本当の魔女でないからなのよ。
やめてー。どうしてエンジェはそんなひどいことばかり言うの。ベアとはたくさん魔法が使えるよ。とても素敵な魔女なんだよ。作太郎だけは蘇らせられなかったけど、他のことなら何だってできるの。だから作太郎だけは我慢できるの。
ううん、お姉ちゃん、それは違うわ。魔女にできないことなんてないの。それができない時点でベアトリーチェは本当の魔女じゃないわ。
それは違うよ。作太郎のよりしろのぬいぐるみはママの手作りの特別なものだから。
だから蘇らせられないの？ベアトリーチェのあなたの魔法はそんなにも不便なの？
ならばそなたなら作太郎を蘇らせられるというのか。そなたの魔法ならばそれができるというのか。
できるわ。
なんだと。
マリアお姉ちゃん、私が本当の魔法を見せてあげるわ。私が作太郎を蘇らせてあげる。
本当？ベアトリーチェもできなかったんだよ。本当に？
ええ、できるわ。その代わり約束して。私が作太郎を蘇らせてあげたなら。
うん。
この黄金鏡から出て行きなさい。
そんなことは許さぬ。
Shut the fuck up, you fake ass bitch.
ここはわらわとマリアの世界。マリアがいなくなったら壊れてしまう。
The minimum number of humans it takes to create a universe is 2. Otherwise, that world is destroyed. To drag out the witch shut away in the Golden Land, I'll have to destroy this world.
そう。それこそがあなたが魔女でない証拠よ。本当の魔女ならね、宇宙は一人で生み出せるのよ。マリアージュ・ソルシエール魔女同盟。この同盟の存在自体があなたが魔女でないことの証になっている。
嫌だ。マリアは渡さぬ。そなたは嫌いだ。今すぐに帰れ。ここから出て行け。
勝手にみんなをゲームに引きずり込んでおいて、自分は機嫌一つで飽きたり追い出したり、なんて自分勝手なの。見なさい、ベアトリーチェ。そしてマリアお姉ちゃん。これが本当の魔法なのよ。
本当に作太郎を蘇らせられるの？
できるわけがない。ここはわらわとマリアの二人だけの黄金鏡。部外者のそなたに使える魔法など一つもない。今のそなたには超一匹生み出すことさえ叶わぬわ。
静かにしてベアト。エンジェを邪魔しないで。
when Maria yelled, the storm suddenly stopped, and the area returned to silence. The scene, as a massive number of golden petals that had been blown upwards quietly drifted down, was fantastical, as though a golden snow was falling. Maria, thinking about this unlikely, if only miracle, had unconsciously joined her hands together as though praying. Bito watched Maria do this, her heart racing. If the extremely unlikely were to happen, Maria would. This world would. But it's unthinkable. Absolutely impossible. That stuffed animal, which had been the only one in the world, was torn apart and thrown away, and not a thread remained. Reviving it was certainly and absolutely impossible. This is my golden land. A world where magic that isn't mine certainly cannot exist.
できるものなら、やってみろ！後ろ宮エンジ！
At Bito's scream-like cry, the world lost its sound. I slowly recited the incantation for true magic.
さあさあ、思い出してごらんなさい。マリアの親友の作太郎。あなたがどんな姿をしていたのか、思い出してごらんなさい。あなたがどんなに愛くるしいぬいぐるみだったのか、思い出してごらんなさい。
Expressions of shock rose to both of their faces. Then, pushing Bito's elbow aside, Maria dashed forward. Then, she clung to us both.
大丈夫。作太郎は消えないよ。
ウリュウ、マリア、ただいま。作太郎、作太郎。作太郎、会いたかった。
It was without a doubt that stuffed animal lion, Sakutaro. Its softness, its texture, its stitches, its everything, Maria had forgotten. But the instant she hugged that stuffed animal, it all came back to her vividly.
Uryu, Maria, ただいま。作太郎、作太郎、体は平気なの？どこも痛くない？あんなにひどいことされたのに、どこも平気なの？ウリュウ、エンジェが魔法で蘇らせてくれたから、全然平気なの。よかった、よかった、おかえり、作太郎。もう、マリアといつまでも一緒だよ。永遠に一緒だよ。だから僕を離さないでね。うん、離さないよ。永遠に。
Then, still hugging Sakutaro, she looked up at me with tear-filled eyes.
ありがとう、エンジェ。エンジェの魔法はすごい。 作太郎を蘇らせることができたの？ベアトにもできなかったのに。
ありえぬ。ありえぬ。どうしてわらわの黄金鏡で、わらわ以外の人間が魔法を使えるのか。こんなことは、断じてありえぬ。
何をうろたえているのよ、ベアトリーチェ。これが、魔法でしょ。
魔法のわけがない。ここはわらわの黄金鏡。わらわ以外の魔法は絶対に存在できない世界。そしてわらわの魔法で作太郎を蘇らせることはできなかった。
The and my is not in red. Interesting.
できるはずがないのだ。そのぬいぐるみは特別なぬいぐるみ。ローザが娘の誕生日のために作った世界でたった一つの。
Wait, what?
ね、魔法でしょ。
Why is she crying? With this miracle that she couldn't possibly accept, Bito understood all of my magic. She looked at Maria and Sakutaro innocently frolicking around. Looked at me, and then fell to her knees, with even her hands pressed to the ground, and cried.
ベアトリーチェ、これは本当に魔法なんだよね。魔法なんだよね。ベアトリーチェ。
魔法であるぞ。それこそが本当の魔法であるぞ。
どうしてベアトにもできない魔法をエンジが使えるの？どうしてエンジすごい。エンジはすごい魔女。マリアなんかよりもずっとすごい本当の魔女だよ。
ええ、そうよ、お姉ちゃん。私は反言の魔女エンジェ。
Oh my god, that title! Fuck! Damn! What the blasting fuck? The Witch of Resurrection, Ange. Kind of ironic since you can't resurrect your family. Anywho! Wait, what if she can though?
私に蘇らせられないものはないわ。
Huh.
すごいよすごい。反言の魔法って一番難しいってベアトも言ってたのに。
Bito, you suck.
エンジはすごい。本当の大魔女なんだ。
Damn, girl. At that time, Maria's and Sakutaro's forms flashed to gold, and the forms of the two became golden flower petals that crumbled away. As the two became a golden wind and swirled together, they left for some other peaceful place, not here. Bito had, as promised, banished Maria from the Golden Land. Damn.
さよなら、マリアお姉ちゃん。そしていつまでも、お幸せに。大丈夫よ。お姉ちゃんの世界にも必ずあなたはいるわ。でもそれは、 あなたのことじゃない。
よかったな、マリア。わらわはそなたの親友としてその再会を心より祝福するぞ。
On Bito's face was a mixture of what was probably every expression a human could muster. It was joy, anger, and sadness.
それが魔法の根源よね。愛がなければ、悲しみがなければ、怒りがなければ、魔法は見えない。
Damn. The ground shook. An earthquake. It gradually summoned greater and greater fissures, and began to tear Beatrice's final paradise apart. Golden butterflies fluttered about, trying to escape, but there was nowhere to escape to. And Beatrice was the same. The golden land began to crumble away. The earth crumbled downwards, like a floor falling through. And Beatrice was sucked into the depths of a jet-black darkness. Then she was mercilessly slammed against a jet-black floor. It was a dimly lit smoking room. There was no door to exit by, and while there was a window, it let no light into Beatrice's shadowy, smoking room. Even though Bito was moaning from the pain of being slammed against that cold, hard floor, she shakily rose to her feet. There was a seat there, and the game table, still just as it had been when she'd left it. The game board also remained in the same state that Bito had left it in.
そこがあなたの席よ。座りなさい。
わらわに座るべき席はここしかない。
Damn.
ということなのか。
She's like the mother, and she's like the daughter, and and she's giving no ultimatum. She's like, fucking park your ass fucking in that seat right now, or you're getting in trouble, missy. Oh my gosh, she's gonna whoop that ass. Alright. Bito put a hand against her own seat and laughed sadly.
勝つか負けるか、あなたに与えられるのはそれだけよ。
Damn.
それに行き着く過程での引き分けは許されるでしょう。
Oh?
でも中断して投げ出すことだけは許さない。勝って生き残るか、負けて消え去るか、そのどちらかになるまであなたはその席を立つことなんて許されない。
Damn. You putting time out, bitch.
それが魔女のゲームのホストである黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェの唯一の務めでしょ。
Laughing weakly, Bito sat in that seat. Then she rested her elbows and covered her face with both hands, showing off a smile with nothing but her mouth.
勝てぬゲームを逃げることは許されぬか。ならばよかろう。わらわが負けるまで繰り返そうではないか。
何よ気弱な。勝ちなさいよ。
Wait, what?
あなたの最善手を尽くしなさい。
What? Did you? Are you on her side now? What the fuck happened?
あなたが始めたゲーム。
Okay.
あなたには最善手を指す義務がある。
Damn. All right. Give no shits to the brother now. All right. Fuck the family.
いい加減に優柔不断にふざけるのはやめて。
Oh shit. Oh my god. At that time, there was a violent sound. Bito felt a cold, pathetic sensation on her leg.
捕まえた。
Oh fuck, that's actually terrifying.
やっと捕まえたわよ、ペアと。
Back off, demon. Back the fuck off!
おや、大ラムダデルタ教ではないか。まだおられたとはな。
Bito's foot was caught in an ice cold steel shackle. Oh fuck! Tying her to the chair she sat in. She would no longer be able to escape from this seat.
もう逃げられないんだからね。私こう見えてもしつこいの。意外でしょ？
自覚がなかった方が意外であるわ。
あんたには中座も中断も許されてないのよ。永遠に戦うのよ。勝つためにね。負けたくはないでしょ？負けたらどんな素敵な世界に叩き落とされるか、ちょっぴりだけ覗いてみたい？大丈夫よ。勝てるわよ。この大ラムダデルタ教があんたが勝つまでつきっきりで永遠に面倒を見てあげるから。
Oh, whoops. Okay.
しかし、戦いたくとも、わらわの向かいに対戦相手はおらぬぞ。
大丈夫よ。バトラーを見つけてきたわ。
When Bernkastel appeared and clapped her hands, Battler appeared from the sky and plopped into the opposite chair. Battler's eyes were slightly opened, but there was no sparkle in them, almost like a doll's. Without one of the pillars that established his soul, he had fallen into the depths of darkness, and had been drifting about all this time. He should have then, scattered and disappeared like mist. Bernkastel had managed to scrape him together. It's incredible that she managed to bring him back into a human form. However, even though his flesh had returned, his soul had not. It had been blown away by Beatrice after having its existence denied. It wouldn't come back easily.
バトラもこの戦いを逃げないわよ。あんたに勝つまでね。勝ち目がなくなってきたからって、すべて投げ出して逃げるなんて、そんな無粋を許しはしない。彼だって、そんなことを望んではいないわ。でしょ？後宮バトラー。
Battler didn't answer. His heart was still dead. His eyes wavered slightly at the question, but he couldn't answer.
バトラー、しっかり。あなたはここにいるわよ。そして敵は目の前にいる。戦って勝つために。
Battler lazily repeated that, speaking incoherently. He'd come back. The wound he bore on his soul was no small thing. That was only natural. Beatrice had woven her red. I read that right? Yeah, I did, okay. And he had been denied. He had learned that the mother he'd respected was not his birth mother, and he didn't know who he was.
自分は後宮バトラではない。
バカなこと言ってんじゃないわ。あんたは他の誰でもない後宮バトラよ。誰が認めようと否定しようと、あなたがそれを信じなさい。あなたの世界はね、あなただけが作れるのよ。あなたが後宮バトラである世界を失わないで。
じゃあ俺は誰なんだよ。お袋の子じゃないんだぜ。俺はどこから生まれてきたんだよ。
Battler asked that question as his eyes, which still hadn't regained their sparkle, stared lazily up at the ceiling. Of course, she answered right away.
ええ、そうね。レアトが赤き真実で宣言したわ。だから私も宣言する。後宮バトラは、後宮アスムの息子ではないわ。
なれば、我がゲームの対戦相手の資格はないではないか。
ベアトリーチェに復唱要求。後宮バトラは、後宮金蔵の孫ではない。
As Bito wrinkled her forehead, a painful-looking smile rose to her face.
復唱拒否ね。レアトが宣言した2つの赤き真実。バトラはアスムの息子ではない。そして、金蔵の孫であるバトラにしか対戦相手の資格がない。これに矛盾せずにバトラに資格を認められるのは以下の仮説よ。これが私の青き真実。聞きなさい。
Sorry about that.
レアとの対戦相手の資格は金蔵の孫である後宮バトラであって、アスムの息子であるか否かは問題ではない。すなわち、あなたはアスムの息子でなくても、金蔵の孫であることはできる。
I mean, that's a pretty big, duh.
ルドルフの息子でさえあるならば。
I mean, hello?
くだらない言葉遊びよね。
青き真実、有効よ。レアと赤き真実での反論は？
She don't got one.
赤き真実で受けられないなら、バトラの対戦資格は何の問題もない。
Battler was still out of it. He still couldn't really understand what she was saying for him. But even so, his spirit was starting to come back, bit by bit.
じゃあ、俺は誰なんだよ。
しっかりなさい。あんたは後宮バトラ。確かにアスムお母さんがあなたを産んだわけではないかもしれない。でもだから何？あなたにとって母親であることに何も変わりはないでしょ。例えばあなたにとって後宮エンジェは何？血は繋がってないかもしれないけど、それでも妹でしょ。血じゃないでしょ。絆でしょ。
そりゃそうさ。エンジェは血が繋がってなくても妹だ。
赤で言って。
I'm sorry, but I gotta bring this back up. I still fucking believe my theory in the last video was correct. I don't give a fuck. It's gotta be, right? They're actually all... they're blood related. Fully, right? Yeah. I'm still holding out to that theory. I don't give a fuck.
エンジェは妹だって言って。
エンジェは俺の妹だ。
Boom, bitch!
あ、言えた。
Say it loud and proud. She hugged Battler, who was still out of it and slumped in his chair, strongly from behind, so much that it hurt.
どういう事情でアスムお母さんがあなたの生みのお母さんじゃないかはわからない。でもあなたは今日まで、そして今でも母親だと信じてるでしょ。世の中にはね、母親さえ、家族さえいない人だって大勢いるのよ。アスムお母さんはあなたを寂しがらせたことがある？ないでしょ。あなたの平和だった家族を簡単に捨て去らないで。あんたは 6年も家族の元から離れてたから家族の絆が希薄すぎるのよ。もっともっと家族の絆を強く感じて、思い出して、ハスムお母さんのためにもこんなくだらない魔女の妄言で愛情を失わないで。
そうさ、おふくろはいつだって俺の味方だった。ここはどこだよ。くれよ、帰りてえよ。俺の家族は、みんなはどこなんだよ。
The light still hadn't returned to Battler's eyes, but tears appeared.
お家であなたの妹が帰りを待ってるわ。せめてあなただけでも帰ってあげないと。彼女はいつまでも一人ぼっち。妹のためにもどうか魔女のゲームに勝って。
エンジェ、俺の妹。でもよ、わからねえんだ。どうして俺はベアトとこんなわけのわかんねえ残酷なゲームを永遠に繰り返さなきゃならねえんだ。もう嫌だ。なら
早くこんなゲームに決着をつけてお家へ帰りなさい。後宮バトラー、いつまでこんなところで遊んでいるの。妹が帰りを待ってるわよ。
That's right. Battler had been caught up in this strange game before he even knew it, and still unable to understand why he was fighting. He had been constantly sucked into the witch's pace, played with and made to fight. That should have been his most simple and first question. Because he didn't understand that, he had lost his purpose in fighting. That's why my voice won't reach Battler's ears. Instead of a vague purpose like winning against the witch, or because he couldn't forgive her, he has to be aware of a purpose for which he must win.
そうだ、帰りたい。親父やおふくろ。エンジェのところに帰りたい。もう嫌だ。ここは嫌だ。もう魔女は嫌だ。ゲームも殺人も嫌だ。嫌だ。嫌だ。
バトラの魂が戻りかけてる。
でもあとちょっとが届いていない。
もう嫌でしょ。なら家族の元へ帰るためにも戦ってメアトリーチェを打ち破って帰ってきて。
嫌だ。もう魔女は嫌だ。ベアトも嫌だ。どいつもこいつも嫌だ。お前も嫌だ。お前だってどうせきっと魔女の仲間だ。いつまた裏切るかもわからない。何も信用できない。赤くない言葉は何も信用できない。俺に構うな。構うな。
Battler's soul howled. She hugged his head from behind, strong enough that it hurt.
早く帰ってきて、お兄ちゃん。私を一人ぼっちにしないで。
お前、誰？
私よ、エンジェよ。
Yo, I'm gonna legit cry here. I'm gonna be a little bitch. Fuck. Oh, calm the fuck on, bruh. Come on.
お父さんもお母さんもお兄ちゃんも誰も帰ってこない。
I'm gonna cry like a little bitch.
寂しいよ。お願いだから早く帰ってきて。
エンジェ。 お前、エンジェだったのか。
How can you not realize, man? You dumbass, bruh.
そうよ、エンジェよ。誰も帰ってこない世界の後ろ宮エンジェ。私の家族は全てあの日の六軒島から帰ってこない。目の前のあの魔女が家族を全て、お兄ちゃんさえも奪い取ってしまった。お兄ちゃんだけがあいつをやっつけられる。あいつをやっつけて、そして家族を取り戻して、そして私のところに帰ってきて。
ベアトが俺の家族を。
そうとも。逃げも隠れもせぬわ。わらわが後ろ宮エンジェから家族を奪った。バトラはわらわの玩具よ。その父親も母親もすべて玩具よ。そなたには返さぬわ。永遠に一人ぼっちで帰らぬ家族の帰りを待ってさまよい続けるがいいわ。
From Ange's arms that held him, the painful sad days that had been experienced by his lonely little sister flowed into Battler. Because he'd been playing around in a place like this, his little sister had been left all by herself, had been forced to endure all that pain.
エンジェ、くそ。俺は何をやってたんだ。
That's a real fucking good question, boy.
ありがとうな。エンジェ、お兄ちゃんは大切なことをずっと忘れていた。
Battler tried to turn around, but Ange was hanging on to his head with an incredible force, so he couldn't turn back. No, 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 no! No. No. Oh. Why? What? Was it sweat? Hot drops were splashing on the nape of Battler's neck. What they were he knew from holding Ange's arms that clung to him, because it stained Battler's hand, his fingers. Red.
エンジェ、大丈夫か。おい。
It dripped and splashed. He didn't know what was going on. Battler didn't know because he couldn't turn around. But the hot drops that stained his entire back were surely blood.
お兄ちゃんを助けるために、ここに来るために、唯一守らなきゃいけないルールがあったの。それがこれ、お兄ちゃんに。
Oh, that's right. She couldn't tell him that she was, yeah, okay.
私がエンジェだと知られてしまうこと。
Sacrificing herself. Fuck! Why is this so fucking good? 3 hours in, I don't give a fuck. Why is this so good? God fucking damn it, man. Oh.
辛かったよ。
God damn it.
お兄ちゃんが目の前にいるのに。
It's perplexing how good this is. It's like amazing. What the fuck?
このルールさえ守ればずっと永遠にお兄ちゃんのそばにいられるはずだった。お兄ちゃんと一緒に魔女と戦うゲームを永遠に遊べるはずだった。でもそれじゃダメ。お兄ちゃんは帰らなきゃ。お家であなたの妹が待っているもの。それは私のことではないけれど、それであなたの妹は救われる。
エンジェ、エンジェ、こんなに違う、こんなに。
He wanted to turn around, but Ange was gripping his head too tightly. However, judging by the blood that was pouring out in Ange's pained breathing, he realized that something seriously wrong was happening to her right now. I thought there was a word missing there, so that's why I paused. Anyway, sorry.
私は所詮駒だから。チェスではね、サクリファイスって言うんだって。
Yeah, they do.
サクリ、なんだって？そんなことはどうでもいい。早く手当てを。この手を一度離すんだ。エンジェ。
サクリファイスと捨て駒のことに、戦略的展望のためにわざと損を承知で駒を見捨てることを。
Damn. In chess, the ultimate goal is victory. So, if it can bring you to victory in the end, there's nothing wrong with sacrificing a few individual pieces. Ange had coolly made a decision. She had been taught over and over again that she was a piece, not a player. In order to act like a piece and save Bachelor, right now she would have to become a sacrificial piece herself. Bachelor had to know his purpose in this witch's game couldn't be something as abstract as finishing off the witch. He had to win the game, release himself, and bring his family back home. Why? Because he had a family, a little sister, who was waiting for him to come home. A being was created so that Ushiromiya Ange's voice could reach you. That's me, Ange Beatrice. I'll sacrifice the piece I am to give to you the will to fight, to give you purpose. My purpose isn't to play with you in a witch's game for all eternity. I came to bring you Ushiromiya Ange's mourning and sadness. That is my unshakable purpose.
Ange! Ange!
The white, thin arm that held Bachelor became pale and transparent, almost like wax. And even so, the fresh blood stained it so truly.
私はもう消えちゃうけれど、お兄ちゃんは頑張って戦って、きっと私のところへ帰ってきてね。待ってるよ、ずっと。お兄ちゃんをもっといっぱい手助けしてあげるつもりだったのに、何もできなかった。ごめんね。
いいんだ。お前は俺に教えてくれたじゃねえか。どうして俺が勝たなくちゃならないか。そして俺が絶 対に勝って、お前のところに帰ってやらなくちゃって。俺は、何をこんなところでぼんやりと遊んでいたんだ。ああ。もうこんなところで遊んでなんかいないぞ。帰るからな。帰るからな。お土産持って。きっと帰るからな。約束。
いらないから。
God damn it, I'm so sorry. No, I thought he was done. Fuck. No, I was doing so perfectly well. God damn it. Oh, son of a bitch, Sinikle, you are fucking... Oh.
一つだけ約束して。
なんだよ。何でも約束する。
この手を今から離すね。痛かったでしょ。ギュッとしててごめんね。私は大丈夫だから、振り返らなくていいから。だから最後にお兄ちゃんの一番かっこいいところを見せて。席を立って目の前の魔女を指さしてゲームの再開を宣言して。
Ange's hand slid and disappeared behind me. There were bloody fingerprints left behind, blurred by her fingernails. But I turned around right away to take care of Ange's wounds.
Ange! Ange.
ああ、振り向いちゃダメって約束したのに。
Ange。どこへ？
Behind my chair, it was as though about 10 watermelons packed with blood had been smashed, and there was a sticky, pulpy mountain, and around that mountain of blood and minced meat, the clothes and shoes Ange had been wearing lay crumpled as though they'd been taken off and thrown away. As though just a human's insides had been pulverized and tossed there like scrap. As though Ange, who had been standing there until a second ago, had been crushed.
Ange. Ange はどこだよ。Ange はどこに消えたんだよ。おい！Ange はどこに消えたんだよ！
The two young-looking witches said nothing, and just silently looked at the mountain of blooded meat and clothes. But I didn't want to accept it. I definitely didn't want to accept it.
わらわはそなたの正面でずっと見ていた。そなたの後ろでエンジェがどうなっていくか
を。お前は知ってるのか？
Don't describe it. No. No. Don't fuck. No. 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 Don't fucking describe it to him. What the fuck is wrong with you?
エンジェはどこへ行ったんだ？
Oh my god. No.
生きながら
No!
焼けたでっかいペンチで
No, no.
一つま
Fuck! How could you? Oh my god! You're not witches at all. You're all monsters. What the fuck?
み親指大の大きさに全身の肉を引きちぎって
Damn.
捨てていくんだよ。
Fuck, man.
わらわは見ていた。魔女の釜で真っ赤に焼かれた無数の残忍な工具がエンジェを失う。
No. You guys don't understand. My face is making this weird expression, and I'm rocking back and forth in my chair, and I'm just. Fuck, man.
一つまみ一つま
No.
み肉をついばる
Oh god.
ひねり引きちぎり細切れにするのを見ていた。エンジェは誇っていい。
Oh my god.
兄と最後の言葉を交わすためにその苦痛の喘ぎを最後まで耐えたこと。
Oh man. Oh god. What the fuck? As if something like that could have happened. But on top of that mountain of flesh and clothes, what had fallen there was without a doubt what she had been wearing on her head. Those pink jeweled hair ornaments. To be honest, I'd thought that they were a bit too childish for her and didn't suit her. So I remembered them well. Why did Ange wear such cheap hair ornaments all the time? Because you got them for her, man! Fuck! Are you stupid? No, no. The thought that this is Ange couldn't possibly be.
ベアとも正直ね。バトルには見えてなかったんだから、蝶々になって飛んでいったとか言ってごまかしちゃえばいいのに。
お前らもそれを見ていたのか。エンジがバラバラに引きちぎられていくところを見ていたのかよ。見ててそんな平然とした顔をしてたのかよ。
Without answering, Bernkastel, Lambda Delta, and Beatrice stared at me. Some in pity, some others in derision, watching me. Since she had called herself Gretel, and after what had happened with Virgilia in the last game, I'd thought she might be Bito's underling, and I'd been wary of her, not trusting her even though she was an ally. And now, after learning that it truly was Ange, without even being allowed to see her face, I turn around and find something like this? Ah!
良いではないか、妹のことなど。どうせそなたは永遠にここから帰れなどせぬわ。そなたが帰らぬ世界の妹などどうなろうが知ったことではなかろうが、そなたがここで遊んでいる限り無数の世界のエンジェが孤独となる。今の最後と同じ苦痛を10年以上にもかけて薄めて強いられる。だがそんなことはどうでもいいことではないか。 ここにいるそなたには見えない。観測できない。観測できない真実は赤き真実を用いねば立証できない。だからエンジェのその後の不幸はそなたの杞憂かもしれない。案外ルドルフの遺産でのんびりと生涯働かずに暮らせてたりしてな。
That's a lie. From Ange's arm, every part of that sad future world had poured into me in an instant. All because I keep on lazing about forever and playing in a place like this. I never thought about anyone but myself. I must defeat her. I'll take back my family, back to where Ange's waiting, and come home as soon as I can. Because even as I hang around with the witch like this, Ange's heart continues to be torn to bits by sadness.
Ange, お前が見たかったのはこれだよな。
I turned towards the cruel witch, who had indifferently spoken of Ange's brutal last moments, and slowly, yet with all my might, pointed. Oh yeah, give me that pointing, baby. Give me that pointing, baby. Let's go!
ベアトリーチェ。
よし。
ゲームの再開だ。もう俺は逃げねえし、お前も逃がさない。
望むところよ。わらわはもはや逃げも隠れもできぬわ。わらわとそなたの決着を確実につけようぞ。どちらかが勝つ、どちらかが敗れて滅ぶ。それ以外の結末は存在しない。
俺は勝つ。どれほどの時間をかけようとも絶対にお前を打ち破る。この勝負にもう妥協も中断も不先輩もない。俺は逃げない。逃がさない。俺を本気で倒しに来いよ。くだらない騙しもごまかしもおかしな交流も馴れ合いも一切必要ない。お前と俺は敵同士。1秒でも早く決着をつけて、俺はエンジェのところへ家族を連れ帰らなきゃならない。
揺るぎなき決意、絶対の意志。人間の絶対なる意志は絶対の魔力となる。それは奇跡に通じ、それを約束する。そう、これは約束された絶対の奇跡。わらわの勝ちは100億に1つも。いや、一かけらの奇跡も絶対になく。わらわの足にはいつの間にか音もなく、もう片方の足にも冷たく頑丈な鎖が絡みつき、この椅子に縛り付けている。わらわに残されたる運命をバトラに殺され敗北することか。それを拒み永遠に引き分けを繰り返すことのみ。いや、殺されるための心の整理がつくまで引き分けを繰り返すの間違いか。いずれにせよ、わらわは敗れるためだけに戦わねばならぬ。もう永遠の鎖はわらわを縛り付けた。そしてバトラもまたわらわみっともなく。
God damn it! Why did she pause like that? Fuck. Y'all notice that long pause too? Yeah, that's my pain. Fuck, man, but this chapter has been fucking epic. Oh my god.
同情を請うために哀れみの心に訴えかけるか。 なりふり構わず土下座して。鎖のせいでそれもかなわぬわ。チェックメイト。これは完全なる詰めだ。だがわらわは黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェ、黄金鏡に君臨したる黄金の魔王。敗れるための戦いであってもわらわにはふさわしき態度がある。そしてわらわにはわらわにふさわしき散り際を飾る権利がある。わらわとて同じよ。そなたに我が魔法を存在を認めさせてこの島に黄金鏡の扉を開く。そなたはその最初の茶会の主賓となるだろう。そなた以外は全員がすでに揃っているぞ。主賓の到着が遅れているからいつまでも茶会が開けない。そなたの父親も母親もいとこたちもみんなお前の到着を待ちくたびれているぞ。
ああ、上等だぜ。まったくにもって上等だ。何が魔法だ、何が魔女だ。お前との遊びはこれまでだ。行くぞベアトリーチェ。
存分に来るがよいぞ。妥協も中断も不先輩もない。どちらかが勝ちどちらかが滅ぶ。お前に負ける意志がないというならわらわを倒すしかない。殺すしかない。しかしわらわもむざむざと殺されはしない。わらわにふさわしき最後をそなたが用意できるまで抵抗を繰り返すことができる。そなたにそれができるか。いやできるだろう。必ずできるさ。来いよ殺しやりにくいか。ならばいつもの調子で行こう。殺されるかよ。せめて勝てなくてもお前に勝ちを譲らない程度の嫌がらせはできるんだぜ。ほう、いい面構えだ。殺してみろ殺してみろよ後ろ宮バトル。うおー
Damn. Alright, that was episode 4. We still got the other stuff at the end there with the tea party and whatnot. Oh my god, 3.5 hours again. Alright, so to my understanding, I think they didn't show the thing, but I think that was actually 2 chapters. Oh well. What you gonna do, bitch? Alright. And there's episode 4. Oops. And that doesn't unlock until this is done, so I don't know how long those are going to be. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to decide if I want to split this into 2 parts or 1. And then do the tea party and question mark as a separate video. Which would be 3 videos. So decide either 2 or 3. That's gonna be a tough choice. Oh boy. That was, wow. God damn. Jeez, man. That was something. That was fucking something, alright. I don't know how long those two are gonna be. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and release this as one episode, the final episode, and then I'm gonna put a then I will release another video, being the Tea Party collection there, those two there, as a separate video. I don't know if I'm gonna put it as episode 19 or episode 18.5. My god. This episode, fucking loved it. Alright. Sure, the beginning was a little bit slow, I'll admit, but the ending, hot giggity damn. Alright, fuck. It sped up, and it got hot. Why am I doing it like that? I don't know. I hope you all enjoyed it, though, because I sure as fuck did. Damn. Next up, episode 5. How did you all enjoy episode 4? Oh, wow, wait, we didn't really get, like... Oh, wow, that's interesting, actually. What the fuck? Yeah, we didn't get a fucking, like, the rolling credits and shit like that. What the fuck? I guess there's... What the... Wait. Yeah, we not... What the fuck is gonna happen in the Tea Party shit? What the fuck? Wait, what? What? Okay, that's actually interesting. Oh, now I really want to record that shit now. Damn. Okay, sorry. Let me stop prolonging this ending of the video here. I really hoped you all enjoyed this as much as I did. I fucking loved it. Episode 4 was amazing. I can't wait to do episode 5. But as I have stated in the last video, I will be doing, now that I've finished this, I will be going back to Higurashi and doing the final chapter for that. So yeah, look forward to that. I don't know if I'm going to go back to doing these two at the same time. I don't know if I'm going to do Umineko episode 5 and Higurashi chapter 8 at the same time. If I did that, it would probably be 2 videos a week, because that would be great to keep my sanity in check. But yeah, that's my plan, maybe. I don't know if I'm going to just do 1 series at a time, or maybe I'll just go back to 2. But yeah, look forward to what I decide. So, let this end. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because obviously there will be more Umineko no Naku Koro and Higurashi soon. So stay tuned and look forward to that. And until then, please, as a reminder, stay sinful, folks.